To an outsider, it's just an old brass bell, a heavy chunk of metal atop a wooden stand. The sound is far from angelic. It's just an old bell. I don't know about you, but I get chills seeing the Howard Bell Trophy, knowing that men who are professionals in all walks of life, some paid very well, some not paid well at all, stand side by side to compete for the bell every fall. In pursuit of the bell, some championship hopefuls forget their 9-to-5s and raise their pain thresholds past sprained ankles, bruised ribs, aching backs, and a whole lot of pain we can't see, to win a title and have the name their parents gave them embossed on a trophy. Much of what I love, much of what you love, and much of what the players love is unchanged from childhood to now and into the future, when perhaps the children of the athletes we'll see today will put their pride on the line to hear the bell sound for themselves. I love the game. I love that jerseys aren't just fabric. They represent years of dedication and sacrifice to the sport, in pride in oneself and in a belief that together we can be infinitely greater than me. I love the tension through the game. I love that the next great spectacle is only a pitch away. Something spectacular could happen at any moment, and that moment may go on to live for seasons to come. And I love how after the final play, hostility dissolves into respect and displays of sportsmanship, handshakes, congratulations, and a promise to go get them next year. To outsiders, it's just an old brass bell. But to those who have won the right to ring it, and those who dream of one day being champions, and to those of us who watch and smile along, the bell is the symbol of what's right and good, and could be good again. And we welcome you into U.S. Baseball Park, site of the 2023 Grip and Rip Baseball League Championships, with the Howard Bell Trophy on the line. Rance Berger, my partner for this one, Nick Bacon. And Nick, it's the Republic Locos, the Springfield Metropolitans, identical win-loss records coming into this one. And you've been in this game before. You know, throw the records out the window. It's one game for the sound of the bell, that champagne shower, and dare I suggest, everlasting glory.
Yeah, and having played in this game a number of times, my name is on that bell twice. I just know what this atmosphere is like for the players, and I'm so excited for the guys down on the field. You throw records out the window, but at the same time, it's good to see these two teams, these two best teams from the league this year, going at it, because it's going to be, they've been hard fought against each other all year, and it'll be a great game. Great championship game tonight. Yeah,
both of these teams coming out of the GRBL North, identical records, 6 wins against 3 defeats for each club. Springfield Metropolitans had a 3-1 start and then stumbled. September 17th, it was a loss to the Republic Locos, and then another 13-5 defeat at the hands of the Moon City Mavericks. They have since been on an absolute tear, 3 consecutive victories. They defeated the Ozark Mountain Ducks in Week 7. They defeated the Branson Showmen 8-4 in the eliminators, and then they defeated the Nixon Suckers 5-4 in 10 innings to win the semifinals and advance to this game. It's shades of the Mets of 2022, it seems. Some stumbling blocks along the way, but peaking at the right time.
Yeah, and they're on the field right now. It's a hot evening here at Sky Bacon Stadium. They're dressed in all black, just identifying with that Galactic Empire evil persona. So it's cool to see them back here, though.
The Dark Empire, the Springfield Metropolitans, from beneath that black shadow of Hammond's Tower, they lurk. A lot of good guys on that team in real life, but something about those uniforms, they just look like a bunch of bad dudes. So versus the Republic Locos, the Mets 1-1 and have been outscored 15-10. Let's break down the Locos season that was real quick. I can tell you they started off 0-2, so big-time stumbling block. However, there's a little bit of precedent here. We have seen champions start the season 0-2. I remember it happened in 2019, as a matter of fact, when the Henry's Towing High Rollers won it all. The Locos have since won 6 of their last 7 games. Their last loss, Week 7 on October 1st, a narrow 3-1 defeat at the hands of the Moon City Mavericks. They defeated the Ozark Mountain Ducks 10-3 in the eliminators. They defeated Moon City 13-3, so vengeance in a big way in the semifinals, and that sets up Locos versus Mets here tonight. Been really impressed with Republic ever since late August. They went undefeated through the month of September, and again, just the one blemish week 7, and other than that, it's been lights out for the Locos.
Yeah, a really great fundamental team is the Republic Locos, and it's hard to say what may have happened in the dugout after that August 20th loss when we were 0-2. It's a short season, so when you come out of the gate and you don't have a win under your belt for a few weeks, you start to feel that pressure, and you can go one of two different ways. You can break down completely and ride the rest of the season out in losing fashion, or you can do what Republic did and change something, rally behind each other, and find yourself in the championship game.
I actually talked with about that turnaround that occurred week 3. I got a haircut on Thursday from John Arts. He'll get the start and bat third today in the extra hitter spot for the Locos. And when I sat down in the chair, I said, all the baseball talk is optional, but John loves to talk ball in the barber shop. So what John Arts told me, he said, I know this is going to sound really, really cliche, but we came together, we put aside our differences, we began to play as a team, and we started having fun. And when you do those things, you win 6 out of 7 and set yourselves up to go to the final, as the Locos have. So Republic against Springfield 1-1. They've outscored the Mets 15-10 in their 2 meetings. Advanced sabermetric here, the Springfield Mets are 5-0 in games where opponents score 6 or fewer runs. They are 5-0 in games where they score 6 or more runs. So that's kind of the magic number for the Mets, is to, I guess, go out and try to win this thing 8-6 if you believe in the advanced mathematics at play here.
Yeah, I think probably for them too, it's just key to a fast start. You want to get out there, you want to see what you're dealing with on the mound, and you want to get after pitches quick. Still be patient, watch balls go by, but at the same time, if you can get bat on ball, it's best to do that early, just to kind of put that early pressure on Republic.
Yeah, so the Locos, by contrast, I have figured are 6-0 in games where they score at least 4 runs, so perhaps a little bit more capable of winning the low-scoring affair. Locos are 6-2 in games where opponents have scored 4 or fewer runs, so that's going to be the big key for the Locos. Figure out a way to survive the offensive onslaught that the Mets are capable of producing. The Mets are very good when they score. Punches and bunches. It's just that simple.
Yeah, we're going to have to see which advanced sabermetric holds true then, because if you're Republic, you score 4, you feel pretty good about that, but at the same time, Springfield's saying, hey, at least if you don't score 6, we can beat you. So which one's going to come out on top?
And that's kind of how the tale of 2 meetings was in the regular season. August 20th. Okay, so first of all, let's remember this. Felt like it was about 120 degrees down on the turf.
I'd rather not remember that weekend, Rance.
It was boiling hot. The Springfield Metropolitans got an 8-3 victory over the Locos, holding the Locos to 4 hits. They got at John Bortz was the starter for Republic that day. The Locos also committed 4 errors, and then the Mets got big hits. Skylar Carter, Harrison Waters, Mark Blim, and Clay Murphy each had multi-hit games that day, so the Mets out-hit the Locos 11-4. They got 3 shutout innings from Chris Matlock and got an 8-3 victory. Big contrast when we flash back to September 17th. It was the Mets who were making mistakes that day, committing 5 errors. The Locos out-hit Springfield 8-5 that day. They also drew 10 walks, so free base runners certainly had something to do with a 12-2 lopsided affair. Caleb Cole went off 3 for 5 with a couple of RBIs, and the Locos got 8 runs off of Jaron Dishman and Justin Loudon. Chris Matlock was hurt. Clay Murphy was just used limited on the pitcher's mound that night, and the game marred by Clay Murphy being intentionally hit in the face with a pitch from Trey Simpson. That resulted in Murphy missing the next game with an injury and Simpson receiving a 1-game suspension from the league. So let's keep that little line in the soap opera in mind. There is underlying tension between these two teams, particularly between Clay Murphy and Trey Simpson, and championship atmosphere, put the little things behind you and all that. I have a feeling that may or may not come into play at some point this evening.
Yeah, from a dramatic aspect, you got to love it for a championship game in October. But bad blood is just not something that you typically hear a lot about here in the Grip and Rip Baseball League, so we'll call it competitive friction.
Yeah,
but I think it's something to
like
watch
that
too.
So let's take a look as we get ready to talk about some end of the season awards. Really quickly, names on the bell. And Nick Bacon, I know your name is etched on the bell a couple of times, and it's just exceptionally meaningful. That is a thrill I will never know in my life. But I know for the guys who do get their names etched on the bell, it's a big deal. You can only do that if you're on a championship-winning team. For the Mets, looking at the roster, all but 4 players, have their names etched on the bell, some of them multiple times. Skylar Carter, Clay Murphy, each have their name on it 3 times. Mark Blem and Ben Hammond and Harrison Waters and Justin Loudon. Can't forget Justin Loudon. They've all got their name on the bell twice. It's a total of 19 times.
Wow.
Someone on the active roster for the Springfield Mets tonight has his name etched on the bell. For the Republic Locos, the list is a lot shorter. It's just 3 guys. Caleb Cole won it in 2018. Ben Van Gorp did it in 2016, the inaugural year. And Cole Hazelhorst won it with Moon City in 2021. Other than that, the list of guys who have not won it on the Republic Locos is long, and it begins with their manager, Chris Meza, and the Todd father, Todd Tolbert, 52 years old. He'll be the oldest player you see on the field tonight, second oldest active player in the Grip and Rip. He has not been in the championship game in a long time. Had a chance to visit with him before the game. He said, "Yeah, I'm finally back here. I'm excited." I said, "Todd, I think that means you're due." And he just kind of laughed and went back to warming up. He's excited. He'll get the start tonight in right field. How very fitting is that for the Todd father to get another run?
Yeah, you just love to see it. I mean, for this entire Republic team, really, and for Springfield as well, but there's more names, as you just said, that have been in this situation, that have won this game on the Mets. For the Republic Locos, it's just great to see guys get here that haven't been here before, or get here that haven't been here like Todd in a while. And I feel like it's going to add to sort of that contrasting perspective that we've been talking about all along, in terms of Springfield having a lot of guys that have been here before, that know how to win, that maybe can bottle that pressure just a little bit. For Republic, it's going to come down to the folks like the Calebs and the Ben and the Coles, those folks who have been here before, to maybe calm a little of those nerves, especially early on in the game, for the rest of their teammates.
And especially even their manager, Chris Meza. He'll get the start tonight. Chris has played in this game twice in his career. He's never won it, and it is the first time in franchise history for the Republic Locos to make it this far. So what a golden opportunity for Chris Meza and the guys in the Vegas gold jerseys. Flip side, Michael Easter is the big name on the Springfield Metropolitans. He will get the start tonight at catcher. He's been in the league 8 years. He's never won the Howard Bell Trophy. Josh Wilbanks is another. This is his 4th season, so I know that would certainly be meaningful for Josh, the veteran of the United States Marine Corps. So Michael Easter, Josh Wilbanks, the guys to watch on the Mets, Chris Meza, Todd Tolbert, and Chandler Maples. I got to tell this story. On the way out of the stadium last week, after the Locos had just won and advanced in the semifinals, I bumped into Chandler Maples. He was the most emotional I've ever seen him. Normally a very, very stoic, the old never get rattled kind of personality that baseball coaches love, but he was emotional. He said, "Rance, 5 years, and I finally get to play in this game."
Gosh, I'm emotional for him, just because we talk so much about how much this league means to the guys and to everybody, yourself included, Rance, who run and have an investment in this league, and it really is that important. I can speak only from personal experience, but having grown up going through school, not really been in a situation similar to this or won a championship or whatever, this is more meaningful than anything that I would have ever done in school, just because I'm living out a dream as a middle-aged guy with an otherwise daytime job.
Right.
And there's so much heart and passion for each one of these players on the field, and so I'm not surprised. I mean, it's emotional for everyone.
On Sundays, these guys are athletes. That's the deal. You forget about whatever your day job is, and you become a baseball player, and all of the ups and downs that go with that. Doing some postseason awards right now. We will dive into that on the other side of a quick 30-second timeout. Back with more of the Grip and Rip Baseball League's Howard Bell Trophy Championship game as pregame coverage, sponsored by Central Bank of the Ozarks, rolls on right after this.
You know the meaning of dedication. The early mornings and the late nights spent pursuing your dream. The commitment and passion to turn those dreams into reality. That spirit of dedication is why Central Bank is always there, working behind the scenes, helping you navigate those twists and turns in your journey with solutions that are tailored to meet your business needs. Central Bank. We do business better.
Support local, give local. We hear it all the time, and when it comes to blood donation, there's an easy way to make sure your gift is being used in your community. Donors with Community Blood Center of the Ozarks provide every drop of blood, platelets, and convalescent plasma to patients in over 40 area hospitals. How do I know why that's important? Because my youngest daughter, Jocelina, is alive today thanks to local blood donors. Find out how you can help at cbco.org. Local donors, local patients. That's the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks difference.
Burger and bacon, sizzling, back with you live as we're counting it down. The Howard Bell Trophy Championship game, just the 8th time that the bell will be rung, the champagne will be sprayed, and someone will be crowned Grip and Rip Baseball League champions. It's all happening tonight. If you can't be here at the ballpark, the best place to be is right here where you are with us. We'll dive in a little bit to some postseason awards that are going to be happening down on the field. We're doing some sponsor recognitions, I do believe. So let's talk about, first of all, our Gold Glove Award winners, and there are 3 of them this year. In the outfield, this was pretty contentious, and I'll preface this by saying GRBL postseason awards are not voted on by staff, so I don't have a vote. Commissioner Tony Lewis doesn't have a vote. It's solely decided by the 6 team managers. They get together and hash it out, and then at the end, I just get a notification, and I tell them, "Good job, guys." So,
Yes.
and we like it that way. It's decided by people with high degrees of baseball familiarity. So the outfield Gold Glove Award will go to the Branson Showman center fielder from Nixa, Missouri, Jacob Carlson, and he's one of those guys who, throughout his career, has been a finalist for a lot of awards. He was an MVP candidate a season ago. So, I mean, for me, it's just cool to see Jacob Carlson break through and win something. I'm sure he would have rather won MVP, and he'd like to be playing in this game here tonight, but very cool for a grizzled veteran now of the GRBL, Jacob Carlson, to win that outfield Gold Glove Award.
Absolutely. You wouldn't know that he was a grizzled veteran or getting older in age because he works on something and brings a new component to his game every single year. It's so impressive, especially as somebody who's a peer of his on the field. And from an outfield perspective and a Gold Glove perspective, I mean, he is absolutely somebody who, as you walk up to the plate, you don't want to hit the ball to center field if Jacob Carlson is manning it, because you just feel like you don't have much of a chance anywhere in that immediate vicinity unless you try and get it over that 40-foot wall. Or
right, if you want to get it past Carlson, you better hit it over him on the fly. That's the only chance you've got. The infield Gold Glove Awards ended in a tie, so that's actually going to go to 2 players. First of all, from the Moon City Mavericks, third baseman out of Marshfield, Missouri, Brady Welsh. And then from the Republic Locos, a shortstop from Lee's Summit, Missouri, Caleb Cole wins his 3rd Gold Glove Award. Let's talk about Welsh first. Went to Arkansas State, played there for 3 years, and then was drafted into the Atlanta Braves. Or no, sorry, he was not drafted. He was signed a free agent deal. Spent 2 years in the minors in the Atlanta Braves system. Big caveat, all of that was as a pitcher. Yeah. So Brady Welsh, I remember when he came out here and tried out and was taking grounders at shortstop, we were just like, wait, you got to be kidding me. We thought you were a pitcher. He said, actually, I want to have a go, as a shortstop, as a left side infielder. And it turns out Brady Welsh knew well, because 3rd year in the league, and he wins an infield Gold Glove.
Yeah, so happy for Brady. What's that thing they often say? I think it's pitchers that mostly say it, but pitchers being the best athletes on the field.
Pitchers do say that a lot.
Maybe that's how Brady's trying to translate it over. But for somebody who had relatively a down year last year on both sides of the ball, it's just great to see him come back out, sort of redefine himself and be tops within his position in the infield.
An immense rebound, certainly. And then Caleb Cole, I mean, this is just one more on a long, long resume for him. He's the first player ever inducted into the Grip and Rip Hall of Fame. He's the 2017 MVP, and now he's got his 3rd Gold Glove. I remember a game toward the end of the regular season this year where he had 4 putouts and 8 assists. I just wanted to yell down over the microphone, stop hitting the ball to the left side. It's just not getting through.
Yeah, another guy that you just, as soon as the ball's off the bat and it's headed Caleb's direction, you think, man, that's not going anywhere. I'm definitely out. But somebody needs to tell Caleb he's already in the Hall of Fame. He can rest easy, maybe.
Well, he's not resting. I know for a fact he's very excited to be in this game today. That was the one thing he brought up to me when I was talking about accolades with him. He said, well, I've only won it once, and I sure would like to win that again.
Yeah.
And it has been a while for Caleb Cole. It was back with the Raptors in 2018, so he's 5 years removed from that championship. He's collected a lot of hardware on his own, but he really wants these Locos here tonight to get the dub and get his name on the bell again. So the Rookie of the Year, and there was a good crop of finalists in this one, but it ended up going to an outfielder from Kansas City, Missouri, from the Nixa Suckers, Ben Wade. Listen to these numbers: 15 for 29 batting. That is a .517 average. He had 2 triples, 6 runs batted in. He only struck out 3 times, and he drew 3 walks, so it blew the on-base percentage up to a nice, respectable .563. Ben Wade, his nickname is Beer Money. He works in accounts payable for Will Fisher. It's a distributing company, so he's the guy who makes sure that all that frosty cold Budweiser is accounted for. But funny nickname, serious hitter, and a serious on-base machine that I hope hangs around this league for a long time.
Yeah, video game numbers, really, when you look at those. So impressive for Ben as a rookie to come into this league, and it's one of the testaments to what Tony and others have created here within the league. It just keeps getting better and better each year with players like Ben who are coming into the league.
So the Silver Slugger Award is a little bit ambiguous, but it's generally voted for the player who produces all-around offense, and then we look at numbers like RBIs, how many extra base hits, and a little less maybe Moneyball with the on-base percentage, a little more just raw power and production. So that's going to go to an outfielder from the Springfield Metropolitans out of Republic, Missouri, Harrison Waters. Just the second year for the Silver Slugger, so it's the first time Waters has won the award. And his numbers for the Metropolitans, check this out: 14 for 35. So he's hitting 400. He drove in 15 runs. That's astronomically high. 15 runs in 9 games, by the way. A home run, 2 triples, 4 doubles. He struck out just 3 times and drawn 1 walk because, why not draw a walk? But Harrison Waters has not only been hitting, he had 16 hits last year, comes into tonight sitting on 14. Just a steady producer throughout his career in grip and rip, and he is just the second ever Silver Slugger.
Yeah, congratulations to Harrison Waters. I can recall even when my own team, the Ozark Mountain Ducks, played against the Springfield Mets this year, Harrison was just that guy that, in your head you thought, here comes that guy again. The RBIs really, really stand out there because in a league like this where you could very well just kind of retract into yourself and make it a personal game, it shows just how much of a team player and how aware he is every time he's at the plate as well.
Well, we just saw down on the field, we'll skip ahead to mention the Most Valuable Player Award winner from Wolf Lake, Illinois, a pitcher and shortstop for the Springfield Metropolitans. Clay Murphy is now a 3-time MVP award winner. He's the only player to win it more than once, so, let alone 3 times. He's just defining his own category. His numbers for the year: 9 for 33 at the plate, so hitting .273. OBP's up at .314. And it's the pitching numbers that really tell the story. 23 2/3, 1 earned run. That's a 0.38 ERA. 19 hits, 42 strikeouts to 6 walks. So the absolute picture of power control and just lockdown. A 0.38 ERA. Are you kidding me?
I can tell you standing in against Clay Murphy is probably not the most fun thing that I get to do every summer. It's impressive to say the least about Clay. I'm not really sure that there are many more adjectives that we can use to describe him.
I'm out of superlatives.
Right.
He's fantastic.
Is he a player that's building or has already built a Hall of Fame career here in the Grip and Rip Baseball League just with these 3 awards?
I think he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
I think so.
Finally, the Pitcher of the Year award, it goes to a righty from the Branson Showman, originally from Miller, Missouri, Tyler Abma, and this is very well deserved. He was a Rookie of the Year finalist, but he blew right past that and decided, I'm just going to win Pitcher of the Year. 32 innings, he allowed 8 earned runs on 24 hits. That's a 2.25 ERA, 49 strikeouts to lead the league, and just 8 walks. And then he had 2 amazing performances. He had the perfect game equivalent on October 1st, 2023 by retiring 15 Nixa Suckers batters in a row without allowing a base runner, and it was the innings restriction that got him. So I felt like he could have gone out there and kept going, but Showman didn't need him to. And then he had the GRBL equivalent of a no-hitter. That was back in the heat on August 20th, 2023. 5 no-hit innings against the Nixa Suckers, and the only thing that separated him from perfection were 4 walks that day. So Tyler Abma, 2 no-hitters, 1 perfecto, a 2.25 ERA. Just amazing. Down on the field, we've got a Hall of Fame induction going on, and I happen to have a clip queued up for that. Let's listen. Runners on first and third. Comes set and deals a breaking pitch. Parker turned on it. That ball is carrying back, and that is gone. A 3-run shot for Justin Parker. JP, the Silver Slugger, sends one over that 16-footer in left field, and we are tied 3-3. Justin Parker. So Justin Parker, as voted by his peers with 5 or more years of experience in Grip and Rip baseball, is the newest member of the Grip and Rip Baseball League Hall of Fame. Out of Labette College, the career numbers 58 of 174. That's a .333 career average, 38 runs batted in, 14 doubles, 2 triples, 2 home runs, and that all-important vote from the guys. So Justin Parker, the newest member of the Grip and Rip Baseball League Hall of Fame. Right now, Nick and I have to take a break. We'll come back and bring you the starting lineups. I actually have to go down on the field for a little bit of recognition myself. So We'll be right back. Hang with us, and we'll talk to you again soon. Rance back with you live, alongside my partner for this one, Nick Bacon. 70 degrees presently in Ozark, Missouri, site of the 2023 Howard Bell Trophy Championship game. I can tell you, Nick, it does certainly not feel like it is October out there. We've had an unseasonably warm year, really, for Sunday baseball all season long, and tonight no different. It's going to be 70 degrees at first pitch. It's going to drop down to about 60 by the time this one is done. But I can tell you, I was down on the field earlier, and it's warm down there. The turf holds the heat.
Yeah, it really does. For those watching that may have never been out here or certainly not down on the field before, I mean, I think just anecdotally people talk about the field being, 15 to 20 degrees hotter sometimes. And so you feel every bit of that. And as you're down on the field, you can sometimes see that steam rising. So, yeah, not a typical October atmosphere for baseball.
Let's meet the starters first for the Springfield Metropolitans. They will lead off with their center fielder out of Ozark, Missouri, Skylar Carter. Batting at second, now a three-time Most Valuable Player Award winner at shortstop, number 8 from Wolf Lake, Illinois, Clay Murphy. Batting third, the right fielder from Republic, Missouri, number 7, Harrison Waters. Batting in the 4 spot is the first baseman, the only rookie on the Metropolitans roster, number 10 from Cole Camp, Missouri, Tyler Rusk. In the 5 spot is the Mets player manager. He's the extra hitter tonight from Springdale, Arkansas, by way of Lebanon, Missouri, number 16, Brock Chaffin. Batting 6th is the third baseman, number 9. He is out of Morrisville, Missouri. That's Mark Blem. In the 7 spot is the left fielder, number 6, from Bolivar, Missouri. Now lives in Ozark. That's Jared Brashler. In the 8 spot is the catcher, number 17. He is from Springfield, Missouri, Michael Easter. In the 9 spot is the second baseman from Nixa, Missouri, by way of Rose Hill, Kansas, number 5, Ben Hammett. And the designated hitter, watch this, wearing number 11 out of Springfield, Missouri, that is Chris Matlock, not the starting pitcher tonight, and that is because big move Brock Chaffin is going to start the pitching pride of Walnut Grove, Missouri, number 18, Jaron Dishman. So Dishman was the opening night starter for the Mets, tore the MCL on his left knee on basically the second pitch of the game, has come back and pitched through a great deal of pain. And how about this move by Chaffin? He's going to use Jaron Dishman as the opener.
Yeah, talk about guts, but also for Brock, just a little bit of strategy here. I mean, we talk often about how short the season is, and for each team you get at least a couple looks at every other team, and so there's a great deal of strategy that I think you have to carry into this championship game in order to get that competitive advantage.
Republic Locos will be the home team on the board tonight. They will lead off their center fielder out of Waynesville, Missouri, number 3, Trent Simpson. Batting second is the third baseman. He wears number 6, back in the championship game for the first time in a long time, BVG, Ben Van Gorp. Batting third is the extra hitter from Salem, Missouri, number 13, John Arts. In the 4th spot is the shortstop, the GRBL Hall of Famer and now a 3-time Gold Glove Award winner from Fairgrove, Missouri, by way of Lee's Summit, Caleb Cole. In the 5th spot is the catcher. He wears number 7 from Springfield, Missouri, by way of Woodstock, Georgia, Cole Hazelhorst. In the 6th spot is the second baseman, a rookie out of Waynesville, Missouri, number 4, Trey Simpson. Batting 7th out of Clever, Missouri, the left fielder, number 2, Chandler Maples. In the 8th spot is the designated hitter from Aurora, Missouri, number 17, Drew Noble. In the 9th spot, the Todd Father. He wears number 9. He'll be in right field tonight out of Fairgrove, Missouri, Todd Tolbert. And in the 10th spot, the first baseman from Springfield, Missouri, by way of Chicago, Illinois, the Locos player manager, number 24, Chris Mesa. Starting on the mound for the Locos tonight, he's a St. Louis native who now resides in Little Lamar, Missouri. Got himself prepared to come out here and play by throwing pitches to a hay bale. He is a 6'5" right-hander, and he has been great as this season has gone on. He wears number 11, Ethan Stenger. So Trent Simpson, Van Gorp, Arts, Cole, Hazelhorst, Trey Simpson, Maples, Noble, Tolbert, Mesa, and Ethan Stenger, your starters for the Republic Locos. This is a Locos team that has a lot of pitching talent, but no surprises. They're going to stick with the hot hand. They're going to stick with Ethan Stenger. In the semifinals against Moon City, gave up 1 earned run on 4 hits, and otherwise it was a very, very good 5 innings. I look for great stuff out of Ethan Stenger tonight. He's probably going to get the 3+ tag for the Locos.
Yeah, where you're seeing on the one hand Brock make a little bit of an unconventional move, changing up his typical rotation of pitchers. You see Chris Meza doing quite the opposite, riding the hot hand and doing something that has gotten him to this point of the championship game thus far. It's hard to argue with either approach.
We're going to take our last break before we bring you the ceremonial first pitch. So coming at you next, it's going to be Grip and Rip Baseball, live and free from US Baseball Park.
You know the meaning of dedication. You know the meaning of dedication. The early mornings and the late nights spent pursuing your dream. The commitment and passion to turn those dreams into reality. That spirit of dedication is why Central Bank is always there, working behind the scenes, helping you navigate those twists and turns in your journey with solutions that are tailored to meet your business needs. Central Bank, we do business better.
Acme Towing Company, that's too far away.
Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
You know the meaning of dedication. The early mornings and the late nights spent pursuing your dream. The commitment and passion to turn those dreams into reality. That spirit of dedication is why Central Bank is always there, working behind the scenes, helping you navigate those twists and turns in your journey with solutions that are tailored to meet your business needs. Central Bank, we do business better.
Support local, give local. We hear it all the time, and when it comes to blood donation, there's an easy way to make sure your gift is being used in your community. Donors with Community Blood Center of the Ozarks provide every drop of blood, platelets, and convalescent plasma to patients in over 40 area hospitals. How do I know why that's important? Because my youngest daughter, Joselina, is alive today thanks to local blood donors. Find out how you can help at cbco.org. Local donors, local patients. That's the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks difference.
I need a change. My workouts are too boring.
Oh, I've got an amazing workout for you. Hot yoga. I've lost weight and I'm more flexible.
Try our community classes for only $8. Sumit's Hot Yoga. You are going to feel awesome.
I enjoy being out there. It's a blessing to even be back on the field, so I just try to live it up, every game. I look forward to Sundays. It gets me through the week.
It was fun getting to start again. Kind of brought back some old memories, and it's fun to get out here with a new group of guys and just play the game again.
Yeah, a lot of people, I feel like they depend on me, and that's my thing. I don't want to let anybody down, so it's just I'll do whatever I can.
Whenever you hear "Go Dad," I mean, it's the best ever.
The feeling that you get when you get to be a hero and you go into work Monday and they don't even understand what you've done over the weekend.
It's kind of a little dream come true. You stop playing baseball and you have a chance to then get a trophy again. A lot of people don't get that opportunity. Pretty fortunate.
Clay Murphy has been in the GRBL since 2020. His name etched on the Howard Bell Trophy 3 times. Swung on, grounded to the second baseman, Hammett to Rusk. And this one is over. The Springfield Metropolitans swinging a grounder to third. Van Gorp across to Arts, and the Republic Locos are going to the Grip and Rip Baseball League's ultimate contest. What a game we have for you tonight. The Republic Locos, the Springfield Metropolitans. Only one bell to win. Only one team will leave the stadium tonight champions of the Grip and Rip Baseball League. Now in its 8th season, this site-specific league for players who just haven't quite gotten the game out of their systems. The players you will see tonight, well, some were ex-pros. Some made it as far as college baseball. Some got away from the game in high school due to an array of circumstances. Could have been personal decisions, could have been that injury helped make the decision for them. But sorry about that, we're back live. Just lost sound there momentarily. Ranceberger with Nick Bacon. I was about to say, you know, all of the players we're going to see here tonight have one thing in common, and that is at some point in their athletic lives, they thought baseball was over. But through the Grip and Rib Baseball League, they're on the field again. They are playing for a championship, and they are all embracing baseball's ultimate second chance.
Yeah, I mean, we just talk about it. We sound like I sound like a broken record talking about how much this league means to not just myself, but to all these players on the field. Baseball's such a unique game in that when that moment comes for you, be it high school, college, or even semi-pro or professionally, there's not many options beyond it. You know, it's not the type of sport you can pick up and play in an amateur Parks and Rec league across the country. And so what Tony Lewis and others have created here, 8 years ago now, has just meant so much to me and to this group of guys, and it's fun to be here. Although we gotta stop meeting like this. Next year I need to be down there.
Well, that's on you, not me, pal. I always go to the championship game no matter what happens. So
lucky you.
That's the fun of the job I have. Ethan Stenger on the hill for the Republic Locos, a rookie. And what a great story this is. First, let's talk the numbers. 29 innings, 8 earned runs on 28 hits, 29 strikeouts, 13 walks, and 1 hit batsman. It's a 2.48 ERA for Stenger. Originally from St. Louis, went to Melville High School, then did 2 years at SBU where he pitched more than 90 innings. Finished out at Missouri Southern State University, had 10 starts, 70 innings. Racked up 39 strikeouts over the course of those innings, had a 3.99 ERA and a 5-2 win-loss record as a starter. Also walked out of there with an accounting degree. That was 2012. Here's 2023. Ethan Stenger has found himself in the Grip and Rip Baseball League. He lives now in Lamar, Missouri, so of course that means he knows our good friend Dane Schaaf. But Stenger kind of representing that western Missouri pipeline that we have seen gain strength as the years have gone on. Just decided, I'm going to come try out, and he's done more than try out. He's made himself into Republic starter.
Yeah, just a dominating presence, too. I mean, we're, at least 50 yards away from him on the mound right now, and he looks huge
still
from
looks
this
big.
vantage point. So at 6'5", you better believe that ball just comes right down on you.
Well, Skylar Carter will be the first to get a look at Ethan Stenger as the first pitch is away at 5:28 p.m. Just a little behind the announced start time, but it's a strike one to Skylar Carter with 74 hits. He is the GRBL's all-time leader. There's a rip foul down the right field line to make it 0-2. So Carter in 2023, 9 for 26. He's got 2 triples, 4 runs batted in. One of those triples was a big one. It came in the 10th inning of the playoff semifinals, and it was Skylar Carter who scored the game-winning run when Harrison Waters got the game-winning RBI. So Carter, his name's on the bell 3 times, not a stranger at all to pressure situations.
Yeah, just all around a 5-tool player, somebody you want to model yourself after, or certainly if you're raising young kids that want to be baseball players, Skylar Carter's a good one.
Stenger comes home. That is a high fastball, 1-2. Plate umpire tonight is Donald Price. On the bases, it's Todd King and Charlie Foley. All of these men have worked GRBL games in multitude this season as Carter just went down looking to an Ethan Stenger slider, and it's 1 away. Mid-America Umpires Union supplying our officials as they have all season long, and all 3 of the officials we're seeing tonight, Donald Price, Todd King, and Charlie Foley, have earned their way into this championship game.
Shout out to the men in black tonight, and I'm not talking about the Springfield Mets right now. I mean, we've said it on the pregame, but this has been an unusually hot summer, and these guys are basically in football pads.
So Clay Murphy is the batter. Now we can say it, a 3-time MVP award winner. 9 for 33 on the season is Murph. With the bat in his hand, make it 10 for 34 maybe, as that's going to get down in front of the left fielder Maples. It's a base hit, and the Springfield Metropolitans have their first base runner of the night with a single to left.
something to watch, especially in these early innings, is just that left fielder and how they're able to react to the ball off the bat. This is that time of day where here at Sky Bacon Stadium, the sun is setting right in your face as the left fielder, and it's coming down on these gray, silvery, metallic bleachers, and it's just a recipe for disaster, really. So it's hard, speaking from experience, to be out there and to see the ball off the bat, but then certainly to track it off in front of you.
Yes, Chandler Maples looked like he got a good read and a good first step, but wisely decided not to try to leave his feet or risk getting short hopped. So. Yeah. Sat back and fielded that nice clean single for Clay Murphy. Harrison Waters bats here. He is 14 for 35 with 15 runs batted in and 7 extra base hits for the campaign. So 50% of the time when he gets a hit, it's going for extras. The 1-0 from Stenger swung on, fouled off sharply, third base side, and out of play.
Well, this is Brock Chapin's lineup working as intended. You hope to have ducks on the pond with Harrison Waters up to bat. We talked pregame about the number of RBIs that he had this season, and he's in a familiar spot with Clay over on first base.
16 hits a season ago. That tied the league's single-season hit record. He comes into tonight with 14. He was in this situation a year ago. Came into the title game with 14 hits and said, I really wanted 16. He got 2 nice pieces that night and did it. And the Mets won the championship. So Harrison Waters ahead 2-1 here. Slightly open left-handed batting stance. Stenger comes set from the chest. Fires a fastball. Goodness sakes, that zipped in toward the shins.
A little bit of a change of a look there. He's kind of lived on that outside edge for lefties so far, even though we're early on in this game. So, yeah, coming in kind of surprised Harrison a little bit there.
3-1 now. Stenger sets and fires. That's a breaking ball. Waters got under it, but lifted it harmlessly foul up into the bleachers' third base side. That will fill the count.
Oh, ball gets away.
It's got the 50-cent foul balls tonight. Inflation and admission for kids 12 and under is free.
I wondered why there were so many kids around here.
Where else can you take a kid to a ball game and make money?
Hey, there's a life lesson to be had at the stadium tonight.
So here's Waters full up. Stenger leans in, gets the sign from Cole Hazelhorst. Sets and deals. Another breaking pitch. This is lifted into left field. That's going to get down. A base hit for Harrison Waters. Murphy turning for third. Maples' throw was on the button, but Van Gorf came down on top of Murphy, who slid under his tag. A little too much air on the throw, perhaps. But a great hustle play for Clay Murphy, and it's now second and third for the Mets.
Absolutely. I mean, that was just kind of a little dinker of a hit down into left field, and I think it surprised Maples out in left that Clay was trying to stretch around to third base. I mean, that's typically what you want to do on something like that, but with how soft the ball was hit, I think it surprised everybody that he was going. Good job by BBG at third as well to get up and get that ball just to avoid any further damage.
Here's Tyler Rusk, the rookie out of Sedalia, Missouri. He went to Cole Camp High School. Spent a couple years at Crowder College, 1 season at Central Methodist University, but was otherwise out of baseball since 2017. It's a good thing he came back. 12 for 32 with 9 runs batted in, a homer and 3 doubles. He's had a great rookie year. Rookie of the Year finalist. Didn't win the award, but I'm sure he'd take a championship as a consolation. 0-1 after that foul ball. Rusk got jammed up that time. Sprayed this one. 1 hop, and that's going to go all the way up to the upper concourse.
Now, what's it say about you that you can come in, be the only rookie on a team full of veterans in the championship game, and be batting cleanup?
Well, Tyler Rusk had a heck of a preseason workout, first of all, and then he had an even better tryout. So I think that is the reason you see him right here, right now. 0-2. Down on strikes he goes. That is the 9th time this season Rusk has struck out in 9 games. Second K of the night for Stenger. Doesn't get easier as here's Brock Chaffin. He was an All-American at Longview Community College before he landed at Missouri State University in Springfield. Having a career year, actually. 10 for 25 at the dish is Chaff. 7 runs batted in. Stenger winds and fires. Chaffin reached out. He was ahead of a changeup there, it looked like.
Yeah, started him with the off speed, just maybe trying to vary the look just a little bit. First inning, early going, the feelings, the emotions are amped a little bit, so the hitters might be going up there thinking fastball, throw him off with something off speed.
0-1 to Brock Chaffin. Ethan Stenger throwing from the stretch with runners on, first base unoccupied. Ran that one in on the hands, and Chaffin took it foul. Well, and Stenger has the advantage of a catcher in Cole Hazelhorst, who's a student of the game, so I'm sure Cole has spent a few nights this week thinking about how are we going to approach this part of the Mets lineup. Stenger looks in, comes set for the 0-2. Another curveball. This is in the air toward the gap in left center field. Maples on the run. He won't get there. 2 runs will score for the Metropolitans. Chaffin will stop at second, and the Metropolitans are on the board 2-0 on a 2 RBI base hit from Chaffin.
That ball just carried and carried out to left field. You almost felt like maybe the left fielder had a beat on it, but then it just crept over his head as it stayed up in the air.
Cole Hazelhorst, the catcher, out to have a short chat with Stenger.
Yeah, this is perhaps that moment that we were talking about, or an early moment like what we were talking about pregame, in terms of those individuals, though they may be few, that have been in this game and in this situation for Republic, have to take the stand, especially as they're down early here. And Cole's one of those players, and so you like to see the leadership moment just going out to Ethan and calming him down a little bit.
Cole Hazelhorst won the title with Moon City in 2021. He was a rookie that season. Mark Blem is the batter. His name's on the bill twice. Looked at ball 1. Blem 8 for 32. So hitting .250. He's batted in 6. Struck out 5 times, walked once. He's been hit by pitches 3 times. Ooh.
That one came in on it too.
Yeah, Blem looked back to say, "Are you serious?" But Ethan Stenger bent that slider on the inner half. 1-1 for Blem, with a runner on second and 2 out. Tacked high and tight again, and that hit him. Mark Blem caught it on the wrist, it looks like, so that's a free pass.
Yeah, I think that it may have hit down closer to the elbow, right where he's got that guard conveniently enough.
It's almost like he planned for that.
Yay. Hard to find a gap in this Springfield Metropolitans lineup, but you certainly hate to see something like that because it's hard enough to get him out otherwise.
So that sets up first and second for the Locos. It does set up a force at third now, if there's a silver lining. Jared Brashler is the batter. 53 hits in his career. Check that, actually. 56. Don't want to short him at all. 56 hits for Jared Brashler. 6 for 34 this season, so a little bit of a slump in production. But Jared Brashler has a way of just showing up in these big games. He's down 0-1 here. Thought about it. No, he did not.
Good idea there by Stenger, though. That first pitch, he fooled Jared and got the half swing out of him, so why not go right back up there again? And still a little bit of an impetus to swing on that second pitch.
Comes back with a curve. Brashler sprays it right side. Simpson dives. He will not come up with the baseball. Mets will send Chaffin home. It's 3-0. What did we say? Jared Brashler in a big game. He just delivered an RBI.
Yeah, and he's feeling the emotion over there, too, as he gives a big-time fist bump over there to the first base coach. So you love to see it for a guy like Jared Brashler, who has been around forever. And, yeah, like you said, I mean, somebody who has been here before and who knows how to show up and maybe calm those nerves just a little bit.
Had a monumental hit for the Mets in their championship win a season ago. Drove in a tying run. But speaking of guys who have not been here before, on the Mets roster, this is one of the few. Michael Easter. He has been in the league since 2016. He has played for a championship 1 time, and that's it. He's Down 0-1 here. I asked Mike Easter, what would you do if you actually won the thing? He said, I'd retire. I said, don't do that. Like, this league needs catchers really bad. And Michael Easter's having a great season, one of his best in a while. 5 for 19.
I have had the pleasure of playing with Mike at least twice, maybe 3 times. I can remember my very first year on Grip and Rip Green, playing with Mike Easter. Just an all-around great guy. Shout out to Interstate Auto, who I trust my vehicle service with, and you should too.
It's a great story from Michael Easter. We'll tell the story later. This is in the air, center field, tailing down. That's a base hit for Easter. Another one scores for the Mets. They're going to try to, no, they're not. Brashler will retreat to third. Nonetheless, Michael Easter just drove in Mark Blem. It is 4-0. Third RBI of the season for Michael Easter, but he picked a tremendous moment, didn't he?
Yeah, this is what the Mets do. They are hot with the bats, and so we kind of talked a little bit about it, but I think this mirrors the approach that we thought that they would have, which was jump on anything and everything within the strike zone that they can.
He's coming out punching. Here's Ben Hammett. What a turnaround he has had. He's on a 3-game hitting streak coming into tonight after going 0 for the first 5 weeks of the season. So 4 for 25 is Ben Hammett, but he has delivered big hits in each of the Mets' last 3 victories. 45 years old.
If you're Ethan Stenger here, and Cole Hazelhorst for that matter, this is where you've got to slow the game down just a little bit. It's still the first inning, still a lot of baseball to play, but it's really quick to get into your own head in situations like this and already feel like you're just behind the 8 ball, but there's plenty of baseball left, so slowing it down for yourself.
It's a 2-0 count to Ben Hammett, Kansas native who played college ball at Oklahoma Christian University, now resides in Nixa, Missouri. Two and 1 for Hammett. Stenger attacked up and in, and Hammett swung on and fouled it back.
You know, I think just watching here, we're seeing a lot of pitches that are up here early on, and maybe that's the key to Ethan Stenger kind of calming down and getting at least some balls on the ground. We're also seeing a lot of balls in the air because those pitches are elevated, and Springfield's attacking them.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Springfield waiting for the breaking pitch and attacking that. You know, when I look back through this inning, Murphy, Waters, and Chaffin all got their big hits off of breaking balls. Be something for the Locos to revisit. It seems like, you know, something's hanging for Ethan Stenger, whether it's the slider or the curve.
Yeah, the ball just loses life as it gets up in the zone, and so especially if you're throwing it and it looks like a big beach ball to these hitters, it's not a great recipe.
Full count payoff pitch. Runners go, and Hammett will get the free pass as Stenger missed upstairs. First walk for Ethan Stenger, but it loads the bases for the number 10 man in the batting order, Chris Matlock. So both of these teams tonight, I should mention, electing to go with 10-man batting orders. That's a unique rule in the GRBL. You can or cannot use an extra hitter in your lineup, and you can also use a DH. So both of these teams tonight electing to use the extra hitter, and Matlock the DH tonight, and we expect him to go to the pitcher's mound at a point to be determined, I guess. He has been the starter with regularity for the Mets, but tonight they started Dishman. Chopper to third. Van Gorp is going to do it himself, tag out the runner and get the final out. But a big start for the Springfield Metropolitans. 4-0. They jump on the Republic Locos. 4 runs on 5 hits. We will come back and bring you more of the Howard Bell Trophy 2023 GRBL Championship game right after this.
Support local, give local. We hear it all the time, and when it comes to blood donation, there's an easy way to make sure your gift is being used in your community. Donors with Community Blood Center of the Ozarks provide every drop of blood, platelets, and convalescent plasma to patients in over 40 area hospitals. How do I know why that's important? Because my youngest daughter, Jocelina, is alive today thanks to local blood donors. Find out how you can help at cbco.org. Local donors, local patients. That's the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks difference.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away.
Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
Pitching pride of Walnut Grove, Missouri. Mrs. Dishman's baby boy, Jaron Dishman, has the ball for the Springfield Metropolitans. Getting the start tonight, as we mentioned in the pregame show, playing on a torn MCL in his left knee, I believe. And the stats reflect that. Second-year man out of McKendree University, 13 2/3 innings pitched, 12 earned on 17 hits. He has struck out 9, walked 13, and hit 4 batters. Semifinals against the Nixa Suckers, he pitched 1 inning, allowed 3 earned runs on 1 hit, 3 walks, and 3 wild pitches. Really told the story of Jaron Dishman's outing that day. Springfield Mets hoping for something different here tonight. Good news for the Mets here, Nick, is that they do have options. They've got Chris Matlock, and of course they have Clay Murphy waiting in the wings. So I think part of this move may just be like Dishman being a little bit more comfortable starting the game versus coming out of the bullpen.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly sounds in theory like it's just going to elongate the game just a little bit and help Brock as a manager to kind of see ahead a little bit more and really work backwards in terms of having Clay and others that can shut down the game. Maybe you give up a few runs here early on if Jaron is off, but you know exactly what you've got to meet or beat. Certainly if you're Springfield with 4 runs in the top of the inning, you're feeling great.
4-0 for the Mets. Jaron Dishman's first pitch to Trent Simpson is a ball low. Trent, the 2022 Rookie of the Year, second year with the Locos. He's 9 for 36, 4 RBIs, a double, a couple of walks. He has struck out 5 times. Not going to strike out this time. It's a grounder to the second baseman. Hammett's throw to Rusk is in time for the first out.
Good pitch there by Jaron Dishman, and I think if he's going to be successful tonight, you want to see more of just that. We talked in the top half of the inning about Ethan Stenger and elevating the ball and that just being a recipe for disaster. With Dishman, he's got such an over-the-top motion that that ball just shoots down on a downward plane. So if you can keep that in the lower half of the strike zone, you got to think about batters swinging down on that ball. And we could see a lot of ground balls tonight like we just did.
Serve up a few ground balls, as they said in Bull Durham. It's more democratic. BVG, Ben Van Gorp, 10 for 33 on the season, 303 average. OBP's up at 395, so dangerous man here in the number 2 spot. 0-1, Van Gorp watched it go outside. So born in the Netherlands, the son of a couple of missionaries, ended up graduating high school at Nixa, Missouri. Went to Evangel University to play college baseball. 1-1 off speed. Make it 2-1.
That the socks BVG is wearing tonight are Nick Bacon's socks.
Very nice.
2019 from that High Rollers Championship
so a little
series.
bit of good luck on them.
Maybe a little bit of magic left in those, or just a whole lot of stink.
You guys were teammates with the Shockers, right?
Yeah.
Couple times. That's right. You only had 1 year with the Shockers.
Yeah, just one year with AK and the Shockers. One of the better team names, I think.
Oh, yeah, I love it. I still have a Shockers jersey that is in the regular rotation of day-to-day wear.
Yeah.
3-1 to Van Gorp, no. And A&L Electric, still a sponsor of the league, by the way, so we appreciate their sponsorship. Nice segue by Nick and me there. Van Gorp is on with a walk. And so he is on for the barber, John Arts. Explained this Locos turnaround after starting off 0-2 was just what they tell you to do. Play as a team, do it together. This is way up there. Skylar Carter, the center fielder, hanging out under it and makes the catch, and Arts is retired for the second out.
A little bit of a moment there early on by Skylar Carter where he kind of threw his hands up in the air, and I can't tell if he was calling the ball early or if that was a split moment of panic that he maybe lost it, but quick recovery, the ball hung up there enough just for him to get under it in camp.
Caleb Cole has been a pretty fair banger here in 2023. It's the second time he has got his hit total in the double digits, 10 of 28. hitting .357, on base percentage up at .486. Runner's going to go as Easter lost that one in the, can't call it the dirt, but the lower cut of brown turf at U.S. Baseball Park. Nonetheless, a man moves into scoring position for the Locos. That's Van Gorp.
Yeah, so that ball tricked up Easter just a little bit, but I think it'll just be interesting in the long run to see how these Republic Locos base runners attack the stolen base game.
Well, down by 4, they're going to have to get something going as Cole flares one into right. Waters is going to reach up and make the catch. That will end the first inning with the score Springfield 4, Republic nothing. Nick and I will bring you inning number 2 on the other side of this timeout. It is Grip and Rip Baseball, brought to you live and free, courtesy of Central Bank of the Ozarks.
You know the meaning of dedication. The early mornings and the late nights spent pursuing your dream. The commitment and passion to turn those dreams into reality. That spirit of dedication is why Central Bank is always there, working behind the scenes, helping you navigate those twists and turns in your journey with solutions that are tailored to meet your business needs. Central Bank. We do business better.
Support local, give local. We hear it all the time, and when it comes to blood donation, there's an easy way to make sure your gift is being used in your community. Donors with Community Blood Center of the Ozarks provide every drop of blood, platelets, and convalescent plasma to patients in over 40 area hospitals. How do I know why that's important? Because my youngest daughter, Jocelina, is alive today thanks to local blood donors. Find out how you can help at cbco.org. Local donors, local patients. That's the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks difference.
Down by 4 at the start of the second inning, Republic Locos will stay with their mound man, Ethan Stenger. Mets got all the way through the lineup first time. They will go back to the top of the order to start the second inning here. So it'll be Carter, Murphy, and Waters for the Dark Empire.
A little bit of a reset moment here for Ethan Stenger. Quite literally, we're back to the top of the order, and it can be a gift or a curse, the fact that the bottom of that first inning went relatively quickly, because if you're Ethan, you probably just want to get back out there and get back at it rather than sit and kind of in retrospect think about all the pitches that you regret throwing in the top half of the first. So maybe a good thing that he's back out there and ready, set to go.
Trying to figure out what's occurring.
I have no idea. Distracted me.
Got a closest to the hoop game going on. It's disrupting the Locos warm-ups a little bit.
Yeah, yes. For somebody to slip on it.
We have fun in the Grip and Rip Baseball League. Have we mentioned that? The fun is a big part of it, and this, of course, will be one of the biggest crowds that these guys get to play in front of all season long. Usually it's opening weekend and the championship are the two big crowds. Of course, we invite everybody to hang around for all the in-between, but usually that part of the season is reserved for the diehards.
Yeah, it's a lively atmosphere here, and I think a lot of that has to do with a lot of the pregame festivities that were organized for this event, but it's just a fun, family fun event, and as a player, it really does make a difference having more individuals in the fans and just hearing the cheers, just kind of pumping up the adrenaline just a little bit. So these two teams, no doubt, are happy to be playing in front of so many great fans.
Skylar Carter has been with the league since its founding in 2016. He was the inaugural MVP award winner. Spent a year at Panhandle State University, then finished out at Evangel. This is skied into shallow center, into the trouble spot. Cole won't get there, and then they try to attack Carter at second base, but he's going to get in safely. Just a tricky ball right in the tricky triangle there. Caleb Cole, the shortstop, tried to make a diving over the shoulder grab in front of the center fielder Simpson and the left fielder Maples.
And nearly had it, we might add, but a ball like that, especially off the left-hander's bat, just kind of tails and slices away from you. So it's a difficult play for an outfielder, let alone an infielder running backwards.
So Carter is in scoring position for Clay Murphy, who is 1 for 1 with a single. Murph might have broken the bat. Fly ball to center. Simpson with it. Carter feigned a takeoff and very wisely went back to the bag. He would have been absolutely dead to the rights.
He would have been cooked, despite probably what Skylar Carter thinks.
I'm sure that's exactly it. The internal monologue is probably, I should have gone.
He's speedy. He's not that speedy.
So here is Harrison Waters now with 15 hits on the season. Look out, just one hit away from tying a record that he already shares, but something to keep an eye on, certainly. Dirty Harry.
With another RBI chance.
Stenger attacked with a fastball. Looked like four seam as it ran toward the lefty. Harrison swung and fouled it back. It's 0-1. So Harrison Waters had 4 hits his first year with the Mountain Ducks, 12 with Republic in 2021, 16 a season ago. He's just gotten better as his career has gone. Stenger looks back at the runner, now comes home. Looked like a slider. This is chopped. The first baseman Mesa with it, got it to Stenger, who covers the bag, and Waters is out.
Good play all around. Kind of tough here at the top of this Mets lineup too, just going righty, lefty, righty.
Bring up Tyler Rusk for the Metropolitans. Struck out his first time up. Stands in, big and tall in that right-handed batter's box. He's about 6'6" at least. Hard contact to the shortstop. Cole fires across to Mesa in time. And that is the third out. So the Locos gave up that Texas League base hit to Skylar Carter and then got themselves out of the inning. The margin stays at 4. 4-0. Springfield Metropolitans out in front, back with the bottom of the second after this.
You know the meaning of dedication. The early mornings and the late nights spent pursuing your dream. The commitment and passion to turn those dreams into reality. That spirit of dedication is why Central Bank is always there, working behind the scenes, helping you navigate those twists and turns in your journey with solutions that are tailored to meet your business needs. Central Bank. We do business better.
When Gary and Sandra Henry started Henry's Towing nearly 5 decades ago, customers knew that Henry would be the guy coming to help. People would call and ask to let Henry do it. And as Springfield has grown, our family has grown as well, so there's always someone around to come help you out. Everyone at Henry's is a member of the family, fully trained and as dependable as the original. With a family this size, help is always right around the corner. So if you find yourself in need of roadside assistance, remember to call the name you've grown to know and trust. Remember to let Henry do it!
Do you ever wake up and feel like you're already out of energy? I haven't felt that way since I started doing yoga. You do yoga? Every morning. Best change I've ever made.
Try our community classes for only $8.
Sumit's hot yoga. You are going to feel awesome!
4-0. Springfield Metropolitans in the lead. They will stay with pitcher Jaron Dishman as the Locos come to bat in the bottom of the second. Will be Cole Hazelhorst, followed by Trey Simpson and Chandler Maples. Drew Noble would get a look, should anyone manage to reach base. Cole Hazelhorst, the catcher, out of Woodstock, Georgia. Although the Hazelhorst family, longtime presence here in Springfield, Missouri, and that's part of what brought Cole to Southwest Missouri to go to Missouri State.
A great answer back inning in the top of this inning in terms of just getting out, not giving up any further damage by Stenger. So if you are his hitters on the other side of the ball, I think it's just as important that you attack, that you get runners on, and that you try and answer back and make a game of it here early on.
Hazelhorst hitting .286 for the season with 8 hits in 9 games. Thought about it, but watched ball 2 go by. It's 2-1. Jaron Dishman winds and fires. Hazelhorst flares this one into shallow right. Waters with a last-second adjustment, but too good of a fielder to get really embarrassed in a game of this magnitude. He makes the catch. So 3 outs by way of the fly ball to the outfield in succession for Republic batters as Trey Simpson stands in. Trey 9 for 26, a .485 on-base percentage. He has walked 7 times and Dishman hit him. Simpson flips the bat, and I'm not so certain if that was not by design, as the Locos are up out of their seats.
Yeah, we talked about how there would, competitive friction to this game.
Well,
and,
look, the fact of the matter is Trey Simpson is the guy who was suspended for intentionally hitting the Mets' Clay Murphy the last time these two teams played. Sent Clay Murphy to the ER, but no warning from the plate umpire, and so Dishman staying in the game after he absolutely beaned Trey Simpson.
Yeah,
I mean, just bigger than Dallas, cleaned him out in the legs.
Really a curious moment there from the umpiring crew. You'd have to think that they were aware of the situation, and yet, like you said, no warnings there. And there a bit of emotion, understandably so, from Simpson there as he flipped the bat and gave the look back, but nothing escalated from there. That's good.
Dishman fires. That's going to get away from Easter. Simpson going to punish him by advancing into scoring position. Easter, oh no, and then Easter went down. Oh goodness. He flips the ball, nobody's covering the plate. Simpson's going to get stopped at third. Oh, and this is bad. Michael Easter.
See this.
Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. They will quickly go check on him.
Oh, I'm not sure if he rolled an ankle.
Yeah, he just went down like a ton of bricks.
Yeah, the ball scooted away. He ran after it and tried to reach down for the ball, and that's when he just kind of collapsed and rolled over and immediately threw up the hand. And everybody in the stadium knew that he was not well. It's almost like they're looking at the knee, though.
Chandler Veet, Metropolitans bench coach, down there checking him out. Todd Tolbert from the Locos. That's Michael Easter's good friend and training partner for a number of years.
You hate to see this for so many different reasons, not least of which is the fact that we just talked about how Mike has worked so hard to get to this point into this game, but you just, at this point, you hope he's okay.
Easter's still down. Chaffin over there to check on him, as is good show of sportsmanship from the Locos. Caleb Cole was out there quickly, and that's 2 veteran guys. So Caleb Cole's going to help Easter to the dugout. So what the Mets are going to have to do is bring in Brock Chaffin himself. Met skip is going to have to put on the armor and put himself into this game.
It's good to see Michael walking.
He's putting a little bit of weight.
Yeah, albeit he's got supports on either side, and you can see a considerable limp, but he's at least putting weight on both of those feet. That's great.
Trying to think, other than Chaffin, the Mets do have, I guess Ben Hammett would be the emergency catcher. He has caught some innings in this league before, albeit a while ago, but I have to think it's going to be Chaffin putting himself in behind the dish. As Hammett very quickly heading back towards second base.
It does bring up a unique dynamic, though, for this game. I mean, it's a scary situation to get down on a position of value like catcher, already to what you would consider your backup catcher,
right.
Although Brock typically will come in later innings anyway. But then who's next after that?
And with a little bit of lineup shuffling as well, it may be a while before we have to talk about it, with Easter being the number 8 guy in the order. But Mike 1 for 1 tonight with an RBI single. Chaffin would go from extra hitter to catcher, so he then could do an effective position swap, bringing somebody off the bench to be his. And actually, they're going to bring in Robert Fackrell. Okay. So Chaffin not going to himself. He's going to Robert Fackrell. So we've seen Fackrell catch some. We've seen him play some third base in limited opportunity. So what this is going to do, it's going to keep Chaffin in the EH spot, and it'll just be a straight-up swap. So Robert Fackrell coming on here And Dishman's going to throw him a couple of half to three-quarter speed pitches, I think, just to let Rob have a look. But what a big opportunity for Fackrell. And I know he's a guy who just relishes the opportunity in a big way. It's his second year in the Grip and Rip League. He's been used very sparingly throughout the playoffs, but a big opportunity for him. Broke in with the Branson Showmen in 2021, was undrafted in 2022, and then got picked up by the Mets in the 2023 draft. The batter is Chandler Maples, who swung at strike 2. So 2-2 for Maples. Locos have a runner on third and one out, trailing by 4. Dishman's pitch swung on. Maples kind of got aggressive and reached out at one on the outer half of the plate there.
Yeah. Thinking about Fackrell, though, and I'm just thinking about the position of import that catcher is, and you talk about just all the little nuances of the game, even with pitch calling, that might be different now with somebody else behind the plate.
Maples sends a liner to the third baseman. Blam up with it, throws across to Rusk. That's in time for the out, but the Locos do bring the run across on the 5-3. So it is now 4-1. Chandler Maples did enough to get Trey Simpson to score, and that's a run that's conceded because Jaron Dishman hit the guy, and then a wild pitch resulted in him going all the way around to third. Clean sheets and 2 out for Drew Noble, who looks at ball 1.
Yeah, intent aside, in terms of hitting Simpson earlier on, you're left to question, especially in retrospect now, how great of an idea that might have been to just give a little bit of momentum to Republic, who is already down.
Noble pops this one way up. It'll be Hammett, the second baseman on the infield, hauls it in and makes the catch. So Republic does scratch one across. It's now a 4-1 ball game. Back with more of the Grip and Rip Baseball League 2023 Howard Bell Trophy Championship.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away.
Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
Support local, give local. We hear it all the time, and when it comes to blood donation, there's an easy way to make sure your gift is being used in your community. Donors with Community Blood Center of the Ozarks provide every drop of blood, platelets, and convalescent plasma to patients in over 40 area hospitals. How do I know why that's important? Because my youngest daughter, Jocelina, is alive today thanks to local blood donors. Find out how you can help at cbco.org. Local donors, local patients. That's the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks difference.
Rance Berger, Nick Bacon, my partner for this one. Springfield Metropolitans have a 4-1 lead as we get ready to start the third inning. Ethan Stenger on the hill for the Locos. They are staying as they started. It'll be Chaffin, Blim, and Brashler for the Mets. Hardy part of the order here, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters, all of whom have been on base already once this game in that big first inning that saw the Mets score 4.
If you're Ethan Stenger, though, you came back and you had a scoreless second inning after giving up that hit to Skylar Carter, and so you've built up that confidence. Now your team's gotten out and got you a run to make this ball game feel a little bit closer. So good position for Ethan.
Big for Republic to get one there, I think.
Absolutely.
They don't need to get 4 or 5 in an inning, but it would certainly help to show that they can start the process of clawing back. Here's Brock Chaffin. Had some sort of dialogue with the plate umpire Donald Price there as he stepped into the box. 1 for 1 tonight is Chaff. 11 for 26 for the season. And picked up his 7th, or check that, his 8th and 9th RBIs. My gosh, having problems doing math. Nothing in 1. Stinger missed outside.
You get no judgment from me. Math was never my strong suit.
Well, that's why I went to journalism school. I was told there would be no math. Counts even, 1-1. Stenger winds and fires, attacked back in with a slow slider for a called strike.
You can tell that Brock didn't necessarily appreciate that strike call, down and in.
1-2, swung on, got him with the change. Chaffin goes down on strikes. It is the third strikeout for Ethan Stenger in the ball game.
You saw him come back to that exact same spot.
Stenger did well, I thought, through that sequence to continue attacking down on Chaffin, not making the mistake of hanging one up.
Yeah, absolutely. The ball, I think he picked up what we were sort of talking about a little bit earlier on in the game, that pitching high in the zone, maybe not the best strategy.
Went inside there and missed against Blem, who fouls this one. It's going to tail onto the grassy berm, beyond the seats, but still in the stadium. So somebody's going to score. This is the thirsty third, and I don't think that kid's old enough for the free beer.
Oh, man. All right, Rance, I'll see you next time.
All right, yeah. Has anyone seen Nick? 1-1 for Mark Blem.
Again with that elbow.
Yeah, Stenger is, I don't know if this is Hazelhurst calling for up and in, but they are really going there. 2-1 pitch. That was on the inner half. Blem clubbed it to the third baseman, Van Gorp, and his throw was off target. It's not in the glove of the first baseman, Mesa. Hazelhurst just came up, aces from in front of his own dugout. A favorable carom off the screen, perhaps, but Cole Hazelhurst got out the rifle and went hunting.
Oh, my goodness. He shows you right there why he's one of the best catchers in this league. I mean, just all the pressure in the world to get that ball after it gets past Mesa. He slid to pick it up and then just fired a rocket to second base to get Mark.
It's the old E526 in the scorebook. Hazelhurst will enjoy that when he goes back and watches it on the YouTube channel. So here's Jared Brashler. Fielders playing him straight away. They're deep on the infield. They're about standard depth in the outfield. But Caleb Cole and Trey Simpson, the middle infielders, both on the grass.
Jared Brashler having, I think, maybe a tough time picking up Stenger so far. That's about the third or fourth half swing we've seen from him tonight in the two at-bats.
1-1. I have heard, throughout the season, debriefing after night games, some hitters have been having problems picking up spin on the ball at night.
Yeah, the backdrop here at Skybacon Stadium is actually a good one. I mean, all the sun problems aside in the outfield, you've got a clean backdrop of a nice blue wall, green trees. I mean, but it's still hard to hit a tiny ball with a bat.
It's one of the most mathematically difficult tasks in all of sport. So 2-2 to Jared Brashler. He's 1 for 1 tonight with a single and an RBI. Deuce is wild here as there are 2 outs on the board as well. Nobody on. Ethan Stenger winds and fires. Brashler lifts it in the air to shallow right. Tolbert charging in and makes a little bit of a showy basket catch. The Toddfather.
Good job.
He's still got it, friends.
Yeah, really, I mean, a great moment there for Todd, too, just having the second baseman come out and put a little bit of pressure on you to stay calm, stay under the ball, make the play.
Little last-second adjustment, and he hauled it in like the cagey veteran he is. So a little bit of an unconventional 3 up and 3 down. Nonetheless, we will head to the bottom of the third with the Mets ahead 4-1.
I'm Nicole Cartmel with the Bank of Missouri. Whether you're looking to pay bills or make a big purchase, sometimes you need cash quickly to take that next step. A consumer loan might be a perfect option to help you live well, bank well. Sonia McClendon, one of our branch managers, is here to explain.
Thank you, Nicole. We provide personal consumer loans for almost any purpose, from building your credit to financing that new car. We offer competitive rates, and decisions are made locally so we can get you the money that you need quickly. But what makes our consumer loans unique is that personal touch. For example, I recently worked with a customer to secure a loan for a horse trailer. He could have went elsewhere, but he chose to work with his bank because of that personal relationship that we've built with him. Being able to work with your personal banker that you know and trust makes a big difference.
That's right, because we work with our customers to help them live well, bank well. Get started at bankofmissouri.com.
So Henry's towing pitching change for the Springfield Metropolitans. They bring on the right-handed All-American out of University of Central Missouri, Chris Matlock. It's a full battery swap for the Mets. Brock Chaffin does have on the all-black armor, looking like a large Darth Vader behind the plate. He will catch Chris Matlock. Other than that, the Mets are, as they started the ball game, Blam at third, Murphy at short, Hammett at second base, and Rusk at first, with Brashler, Carter, and Waters in the outfield. So Chris Matlock coming on in relief of Jaron Dishman. His season has been a good one. 33 innings, 15 earned runs on 45 hits, 25 strikeouts with 7 walks and 7 hit batsmen, a 4.09 ERA for Chris Matlock. But that just tells part of the story as Todd Tolbert looks at a ball outside, because Chris Matlock, first of all, underwent an emergency appendectomy at one point in this season. Missed 1 week, came back and played, I don't know how, against doctor's advice. I can say that, certainly. Had a respiratory infection at one point, had an injury to a finger on his throwing hand that it was a non-baseball injury, just cut himself really badly doing a remodeling job. What a trying season for the vet Chris Matlock. Todd Tolbert flared that one out, ranging back the second baseman Ben Hammett to make the catch and the out.
You know, you're thinking just now about the adversity in terms of injury that the Mets have had to deal with. We're talking about Dishman in the MCL, Matlock and his variety of injuries, Clay Murphy catching one to the face. Man, impressive to see these guys out here still playing.
Matlock's first pitch to Chris Mesa is a slider for a called strike on the outer half.
You know, what you've got here at Matlock, especially coming off of Dishman's over-the-top angle that we talked about in the first inning, is now you've got Matlock throwing basically sidearm, and he's going to throw those sliders all the time. So they're going to start almost behind you as a right-handed hitter, then it's going to look good like a strike, and then it's going to float outside.
And he got Chris Mesa there. Chris not happy with that called strike too, but not a lot he could have done. How about the swing and a miss there for strike 3. 2 gone for the Locos. Trailing by 3, back to the top of the order in Trent Simpson.
You know, I think just to double down on that point or complete the thought, I think that so many people look at velocity from pitcher to pitcher is probably the main standout, but changing those arm angles has such a big impact on the game. So testament to Brock probably thinking about that when starting Dishman, just how he was going to change the hitter's perspective.
There is a rope over the head of Hammett into right field, a base hit for Trent Simpson. Well, Chris Matlock, in college at Central Missouri, he was a closer. And matter of fact, he was the pitcher of the year for the entire nation in all of Division II by the American Baseball Coaches Association in a year where he went 25 consecutive innings without allowing a run at University of Central Missouri. Selected by the Texas Rangers in the 2009 MLB draft. Had a season at Low A in Spokane, Washington.
They just call it balk?
Really? No pitch. Is the call to Van Gorp?
Well, I totally missed it, but
they called a balk. Yeah, they awarded Simpson second base.
I caught, so the ball was fouled off, but right at that same time, Matlock turned around to the field umpire and threw up his hands like, what? And Simpson's now in second, so yeah.
Into scoring position goes Simpson with 2 outs. And there's a step off, and I think that was Chris Matlock perhaps not sending a message to Simpson, but to the 3 men in charge of this game.
Well, a lot of dancing going around on second base too, so trying to take advantage of the chaos just a little bit.
Slider to Van Gorp, swung on in the air to right. Waters ranging over across the foul line, and he makes the grab. That will be out number 3. So Chris Matlock puts up a scoreless inning, and the Springfield Metropolitans still have the lead, 4-1. We head to the 4th.
Redline Athletics is the Ozark's #1 youth sports performance training center. Redline uses the latest in technology, equipment, and techniques to help kids ages 8 to 18 prepare for competition in all sports, with our #1 goal to make them a better athlete first. Redline Athletics now offers team training. Bring your full squad in for workouts with our professional staff and boost their speed, strength, agility, and skills. Train like a pro at Redline Athletics, located in Southeast Springfield, just off James River Freeway in South Glenstone.
You know the meaning of dedication. The early mornings and the late nights spent pursuing your dream. The commitment and passion to turn those dreams into reality. That spirit of dedication is why Central Bank is always there, working behind the scenes, helping you navigate those twists and turns in your journey with solutions that are tailored to meet your business needs. Central Bank. We do business better.
To 1, and the advantage for the Springfield Metropolitans. This game a third of the way done, at least in terms of regulation innings. As we get ready to start inning number 4, Ethan Stenger on the mound for the Locos, and so no surprise there. They're going to hang with their man, and he will get the 3+ designation for Republic tonight. Something a little bit different for those of you watching Grip and Rip baseball for the first time. There's no pitch count restriction, but there is an innings limit restriction. Pitchers are restricted to no more than 3 innings of use. However, each team may designate one pitcher with the 3+ tag. He may throw 3, 4, or 5 innings. So as it stands, Ethan Stenger would be able to go to the conclusion of the 5th, and I think that was more or less the game plan all along. No real surprises here out of Republic.
Yeah, I think the bump in the first inning aside, he's really dialed into these last couple innings, and we've seen him put up zeros in terms of calming down this Springfield Metropolitans lineup, so why not continue to ride Ethan Stenger?
So Robert Fackrell stands in. He came on as a replacement for Michael Easter, and he gets a rip down the left field line. It's fair. Fackrell digging for second. The slide is in time. Robert Fackrell off the bench and on to second base with a double.
Really placed that ball quite literally on the lines. You had BVG playing just off of it, tried to make the diving attempt, but really well put there, that ball by Rob Fackrell.
Bring up Ben Hammett. Getting a little bit of an extended walk up here for some reason. So Hammett drew a walk first time. So still 4 for 25. Looking to find that Mendoza line with his next base hit. Stenger threw him a curve. It's an excuse me swing. Caleb Cole, the shortstop, is going to handle that with the Golden Glove. No problem for the first out.
Right in off the handle on the check swing. That
yeah, it's a little unlucky for Hammett, it's got to be said.
Yeah, such a horrible. I mean, there are worse feelings, certainly striking out, but that is one where it's like, man, had I just followed through even on that swing, probably drop it right into shallow left field.
Well, they say to the kids, swing hard in case you hit it.
That's right. That's right.
So here's Chris Matlock. He is no longer the designated hitter. He is the pitcher. But Chris Matlock is a hitter. 7 for 20 on the season. Make it 7 for 21 now. So the average fell to 333. Yeah. Gosh darn.
Darn.
He legitimately hit 500 a season ago at Moon City. He was 7 for 14.
Yeah.
He's got a couple of doubles to his credit as well. Up 1-0. Fouled that one back. Stenger, understandably so, tends to slow his work rate a little bit when runners are on. Just a lot more deliberate coming out of the stretch.
Yeah, and I think that's smart. That's obviously just as much of anything, not just to calm himself down, but to maybe take a little bit of that momentum out of the hitting side of things.
No pitch clock in the Grip and Rip League.
Not yet.
Yet. You beat me to it.
I was really looking forward. I was wanting to see if maybe the pizza box bases would make their way onto the field this year.
Give it time. Of course, we always do things bigger here, so we'd probably go with like refrigerator boxes.
There
or
we go.
Something else from a furniture or appliance store.
Yeah.
1 and 2 to Chris Matlock. Pretty good battle between the pitchers here. Matlock pops this one. Back is Trey Simpson. He will make the catch, does the Locos second baseman for the second out.
You know, for as much as Stenger has settled in these last few innings, he has dealt with some traffic, so he's done an equally as great job after giving up an early hit to just really like we said, calming himself down and working around it. But a tough assignment here as we're back to the top of the lineup in Skylar Carter.
So Carter tonight 1 for 2. Stenger from the chest. Starts Carter with a fastball low and away, ball 1. Even in some of his better outings this season, this is pretty typical. Stenger usually allows, on an average, at least 1 base runner per inning. He joked with me that he joked with his manager, Chris Mesa. You know, I'm just afraid of a 1-2-3 inning.
Yeah. Hey, something to be said about that. Also something to be said about the fact that, hey, that puts Republic in a very familiar situation in terms of feeling like they can come back and win this baseball game.
Stenger is down 2-0, being perhaps a little bit pickier with Skylar Carter this time by. Carter lifts this one in the air to left. Maples charging in, has to adjust, take a couple of steps back, but Chandler Batts makes the catch to get Carter and the out. Middle of the 4th. Our score remains Springfield Metropolitans 4, Republic Locos 1.
If you and I knew plumbing, you and I would never need to call United Plumbing, U-N-I-T-E-D. But you and I can't fix a pipe or a faucet filled with lime, so we always call United, and they're there right on time. You and I once tried it, then decided to call United, treating you and I the way you and I would want to be. So call United Plumbing, U-N-I-T-E-D. United Plumbing.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away.
Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
A little bit of a delay for one of the more high-stakes kids races we have ever had. A home security system from ADT is on the line. Yes, really, that is really the prize. The commissioner, Tony Lewis, is somehow out in front like the pace car. But now, no, don't stop. Go, win, yes. Kid in the black shirt with the elbows fully straight all the way.
Oh my
goodness. The form was interesting, but the feet were flying.
Hey, you know, I think maybe you could catch that kid though and say, "Hey, I'll trade you this candy bar for what you just won," and they'd probably take it. I don't know.
It was very legitimate. They just won a home security system from ADT. That is not a joke. Usually the prize is a hot dog or a soda pop, or sometimes a hot dog and a soda pop if it's you know, a big game. But a home security system for running first to home?
Is this inflation at its finest?
Only in the Grip and Rip. And yes, we do this every game, including the championship. There is no stage too large to forego the kids' race.
Probably, honestly, one of the best things that we get to see every Sunday. Just the kiddos out there running around the bases. It's a special moment.
I'm impressed. That one was also caution flag free. Usually we have a pileup of some sort, but everybody played clean there. Chris Matlock, the pitcher for the Mets, haven't missed anything there, baseball fans. He has taken his warm-up throws, and we expect Matlock to go at least here in the 4th, possibly the 5th, and then it will be decision time for Brock Chaffin and the Springfield Mets. You know, Matlock has been and wants to be a 5-inning guy. The question is, when do you turn it over to Clay Murphy? Or do you try to get Matlock to ride the hot hand all the way to the 7th inning, thinking that you would then have Clay Murphy in the event of extra innings?
Yeah, I think if I'm Brock, I'm shooting for the latter, but obviously with the high stakes of the championship game, you're living pitch to pitch in terms of how these hitters adapt to Matlock. And if you're Republic, you're starting to worry about that just a little bit. You know that Clay's lingering on the back end of this bullpen, and so the game starts to feel a little bit shorter to you.
It is, I mean, it's not quite time to maybe go for the touchdown, but a run or two in this inning, this bottom of the 4th, would be big for the Locos. John Arts is the batter, facing a 1-1, make it 2-1 as he watched that one go high and tight. Big Country, a true lefty out of Salem, Missouri, now resides in Rogersville. Watched that one go by as well. Fun story, he and Jaron Dishman from the Springfield Mets are roommates. So the trash talk has been fierce all week long in that house.
The drama lines just keep building for this one.
Full count for John Arts. Chris Matlock winds and fires. Slider on the outer half, no break to it, and Arts will take the walk.
Good at bat. Knowing that you need some base runners.
Yep. John Arts generally has pretty good plate vision and zone command. We saw it there. You know, walks are maybe not the sexiest thing to get in a championship game, but the guy's on base. Here's Caleb Cole. 0 for 1 tonight. Flew out to the right fielder Harrison Waters last time, showing bunt. Pulled it back and watched a strike go by. Little gamesmanship, perhaps? Nobody out? Or
yeah.
Maybe he's really going to do it.
Otherwise, a bit of a curious decision, but hey, he's the Hall of Famer.
That's exactly it. Nope, that was a poise for a more conventional swing, but he watched it go by outside. Counts even 1-1. Chris Matlock from the belt. Slider, yes. Caught that high, tight part of the zone. Cole didn't like it. He'll step out with 2 strikes.
I think everybody, including Caleb Cole, maybe even Chris Matlock, thought that one was going to have a little bit more break to it, but it just stayed inside.
Matlock came back away. Caleb Cole did not chase. We're back even 2-2.
If you're these Republic hitters, though, you've got to start picking up on the fact that you're seeing a lot of the same pitch, a lot of that slider. Beginning kind of right at you as a right-handed hitter and just sweeping away.
2-2. Cole chased it. Down on strikes he goes. Second strikeout of the night for Chris Matlock. And the batter is Cole Hazelhorst. Peculiar batting stance from Hazelhorst. He crouches down, sort of makes the vertical get smaller, and then opens up the stance.
Yeah, well, hey, maybe just trying to get right there in the middle of the strike zone in terms of perspective, just to kind of see what's happening. Play a little bit smaller.
8 hits in 8 games. He's a better hitter than I am. This is popped. If it stays on the surface, well, never mind. Carried out of play. Mets, for a minute, I think we're disagreeing on where the ball was.
Yeah, I think maybe it caught up in that light standard that's down the right field line. It's been a really odd year here at Sky Bacon Stadium because they've removed the fences down those lines, the fences that take you out of play into the bullpen areas. And so, speaking from personal experience, being in either left or right field, sometimes if you're not careful, you can lose track of which white line you stepped over or are getting close to.
Well, that was interesting. That was the umpire visiting with Chris Matlock, the Mets pitcher. So I don't know if that had to do with, we saw a balk call an inning ago.
Yeah, you'd think that maybe there's something that he keeps saying that he
not
necessarily
fond of with. So Matlock sets from the
Slowly
belt. Now
this
he
time.
takes a beat. And that is lifted in the air toward the gap in right center. That's going to get to the wall. Extra bases for Hazelhorst. John Arts turning on the Jets for the Locos. He will score, and it is 4-2. Hazelhorst, an RBI triple. And the Locos fans on their feet.
Big time at bat from Cole Hazelhorst there. We've talked a lot about how he can establish himself as a leader on this team, having played in this game, having won this game before, and that was a big time at bat to hit that ball to the wall and to run hard all the way in for a triple.
That was a pitch over the plate to Trey Simpson. I was kind of holding my breath on his behalf, but Matlock threw him a pitch resulting in a foul ball for strike one. Daryl Neighbors has come on to run for the catcher Hazelhorst.
Yeah, drama aside now, I mean, it's a 4-2 ball game, so you can't really risk.
That's exactly it. The Mets are going to have to play ball here. 1-1 now for Trey.
And if you're Republic, that run is on third base. That run's on third base. You've got less than 2 outs. You've got to get this ball into the outfield, in the air.
Simpson puts it right side. Hammett with it. Neighbors is going to score no problem, and Hammett's play was over to Rusk at first. So now it is a 4-3 ball game. Simpson just had, not a hot shot grounder. That might have given Hammett a chance, but in this case, he just opted to play safe, throw to Rusk, and get the out.
Yeah, really a good at-bat there from Simpson as well. I mean, if you're in that situation, we just talked about it, but less than 2 outs with a runner on third, you're trying to do a couple things there. Either get the ball into the air or hit something on the right side if it's going to be on the ground. That was exactly what happened, allowed enough room for the run to score.
Here's Chandler Maples. 0 for 1 tonight. Swung on and missed there. Down 0-2. Typically takes pretty aggressive approaches. We saw him swing at the first pitch. Matlock came back right on that outer half. Got Maples to swing and miss at the slider. Big inning there for the Locos. They get 2 runs across. It is a 1-run ball game. 4-3 for the Mets. We go to the top of the 5th.
I'm Nicole Cartmel with the Bank of Missouri. Whether you're looking to pay bills or make a big purchase, sometimes you need cash quickly to take that next step. A consumer loan might be a perfect option to help you live well, bank well. Sonia McClendon, one of our branch managers, is here to explain.
Thank you, Nicole. We provide personal consumer loans for almost any purpose, from building your credit to financing that new car. We offer competitive rates, and decisions are made locally so we can get you the money that you need quickly. But what makes our consumer loans unique is that personal touch. For example, I recently worked with a customer to secure a loan for a horse trailer. He could have went elsewhere, but he chose to work with his bank because of that personal relationship that we've built with him. Being able to work with your personal banker that you know and trust makes a big difference.
That's right, because we work with our customers to help them live well, bank well. Get started at bankofmissouri.com.
The Howard Bell Trophy waits for the winner. The champagne is on ice. Somebody's gonna win a championship tonight. Folks, thank you so much for inviting us into your homes, into your vehicles, maybe a late night at the office. I don't know, wherever you're watching for, or wherever you are watching from. We appreciate you inviting us to the scene to watch the baseball game with you. Springfield Metropolitans have the lead 4-3. The Locos bring 2 runs across in the bottom of the 4th, and just like that, Nick Bacon, we got ourselves a 1-run ball game.
Yeah, you love to see. I mean, we're all for the drama up here, right? We've got no biases. We're not pulling for either team. We just want to see a good ball game in the finale of Season 8, and I think we've got it. So it's really great to see Republic kind of claw back. They've got a close game now, and Stenger's back out for what would be his last inning, right?
Yep.
So he's got to have a lockdown inning before they move on into the rest of their pitching rotation.
Yep, and remains to be seen who we are going to see. Could be John Bortz, could be Ben Van Gorp, could be John Arts. There are options. Could be Drew Noble as well. He's a pitcher. So Republic Locos were built to have options out of the bullpen, although conventional thinking would say righty John Bortz is going to come on for the 6th. But first thing first, Ethan Stenger has got to get through Clay Murphy, Harrison Waters, and Tyler Rusk. First pitch to Murphy, swung on. He took Murph upstairs. He put it into right, and the Todd father, Todd Tolbert.
Cool and casual over there. Puts it away.
1 down, and the batter is Waters. 1 for 2 tonight. 15 hits on the season. Swinging for a little bit of history to go with the championship is Waters. Out of Republic, Missouri, played all 4 years of college baseball at NCAA Division II Drury University. Stenger starts him off with a slider that caught the down and out corner against the lefty. I like that pitch. Stenger attacked back in with a fastball.
Hard one to lay off there for Harrison. That one looked very similar to that first pitch. Inched in a little bit closer, and Cole Hazelhorse was thinking the same thing, appealing down to the third base umpire, who says no swing.
1-1. Fastball low, 2-1. Activity in the Republic bullpen is on cue. The Wisconsinite John Bortz up and throwing some warm-up tosses with the backup catcher Darrell Neighbors. 2-1 pitch to Waters, swung on, chopped. That will get foul, and the first baseman John Arts is there to stab it. Very quickly bringing the play dead. So it's deuces. What just happened? Why was Cole Hazelhorst at third, and then why did he throw the ball about 6 feet over the head of 6'7" Ethan Stenger?
And he really hustled after that ball. I almost wonder if he thought maybe somebody was on base.
I have no idea what that was about.
I'm not sure either.
Well, nonetheless, big situation here. 2-strike pitch. It's 2-2 to Waters. Stenger comes home. He missed upstairs.
Tough
it's a
miss.
Full house. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Waters wallops this one to center field. Trent Simpson with a good read on it off the bat, and the Locos center fielder makes the catch for the 2nd out.
Really a great piece of hitting there by Harrison Waters, but he hit it dead center. Barely had to move to make that catch.
Yeah, Simpson just took 1 step over, kind of settled under it, adjusted, and made the grab. Tyler Rusk is the batter for Springfield. Temperature has fallen now to 64 degrees under clear skies, so without any cloud cover, that'll make the temp feel cooler as it drops. Winds are still out of the south and east. Gusts are at 8 miles per hour, but not a whole lot of wind to speak of, really. Grounder to the shortstop, Caleb Cole, and yes, the gold glove still fits. So 3 up, 3 down. Ethan Stenger closed out his night on the pitcher's mound with 4 scoreless innings. So like we talked about, Nick, gigantic for Stenger. Yeah, I mean, you don't like giving up 5 hits and 4 runs in the first, but he also did the job of settling in and then eating innings, giving the Locos the chance to claw their way back into this thing.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal 2nd through the 5th inning there for Stenger. And you could see it as he came off the mound there as well after that play was complete. He had the little fist bump into the glove, just a little bit of a show of excitement there. And what a big mental thing to do for him, just to see those 4 runs in the first inning, but then to really just know that it was up to him to slow himself down, to trust his team behind him, and a really great 2nd through 5th inning to finish out his turn.
So we will step aside, come back, and bring you the bottom of the 5th after a short break.
Support local, give local. We hear it all the time, and when it comes to blood donation, there's an easy way to make sure your gift is being used in your community. Donors with Community Blood Center of the Ozarks provide every drop of blood, platelets, and convalescent plasma to patients in over 40 area hospitals. How do I know why that's important? Because my youngest daughter, Jocelina, is alive today thanks to local blood donors. Find out how you can help at cbco.org. Local donors, local patients. That's the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks difference.
Do you ever wake up and feel like you're already out of energy? I haven't felt that way since I started doing yoga. You do yoga every morning. Best change I've ever made.
Try our community classes for only $8. Sumit's hot yoga. You are going to feel awesome.
I don't believe what I just saw. A kid just won $100 cash running the race. Went over the top on the pitching rubber, and he did it all wearing pink Crocs.
Yeah, well, hey, that's a confidence move right there.
Yeah, that says I don't need the track shoes. I'll do it in these composite material. I don't know what
these
Crocs.
House shoes. Well,
the mystery material.
He was also the winner of another ADT home security system, so now he can rest easy in his Crocs.
I see. Yeah, he will be. That's the safest pair of Crocs in the ballpark.
I guess so.
And in seriousness, big thank you to our friends at ADT for hooking us up with some prizes tonight. What a deal. So Chris Matlock stays on for the Mets. Decision time for them will be at the conclusion of this inning. Unless Matlock gets blown up here, of course. But
which is what you're hoping for.
That's if you're the Locos. Yeah, they absolutely want to make the decision on behalf of the manager, Brock Chaffin. So each team will have to make at least 2 Henry's towing pitching changes before this one is done. The Mets have already made one as they used Dishman as an opener. He pitched the 1st and 2nd. Matlock came on for the 3rd. So this is his 3rd inning of work here in the 5th. Batter will be Drew Noble for the Locos. We've got Noble, Tolbert, and Mesa due up. Big Drew popped out to the second baseman first time up. Wow, turned on that one, but a loud strike as it one hops into the bullpen.
Yeah.
So Drew Noble, another one of those guys. We talked about it. Pitchers are the best athletes. He was a pitcher in college, more than 200 innings to his credit, JUCO, and then finished out at Missouri Southern State at D2. But here in the GRBL, he's been a very effective DH for the Locos. 6 hits and 7 RBIs. OBP's up at 360.
Yeah, looks the part too.
Oh,
right? Like a big,
most
dominating presence.
He is an imposing man. Really nice guy once you get to know him. But trying to be a mean old cuss here, down 0-2,
Oh.
reached out, and nice idea by Matlock, I think, to go with the off speed, but Noble reached out and spoiled it.
Yeah, with 2 strikes, he's just sort of in defense mode, and that was clearly a ball almost in the other half of the batter's box, but to just reach out and poke it and make that contact, it's a good...
He committed and stayed committed. Another foul for Drew Noble. That one way up on the first base concourse. So another 0-2 coming to Noble, but the 5th pitch of the sequence. Whoa, Matlock. Wasn't sure if that was his knuckler or just a slider gone wrong.
Yeah, I think maybe the former. It really floated in up there, and I mean, straight for the dome, so you're thankful it didn't hit him. But
1-2 for Noble. Chris then attacks outside, and Noble does not chase, so maybe a waste pitch there, and then trying to get Drew Noble to throw the bat. He did not. It's 2-2. That one is hit in the air to right. Waters looking for it. Harrison had to adjust there. His first 3 steps were to the right, and then Ben Hammett, the traffic director there, sent him back to his left to make the grab.
yeah, that ball really got up there, and it just kind of kept going up more than you thought maybe it would have, and so it's easy to kind of lose it. We talked earlier about how you know, before the sun went down, that being a tough field for the outfielders with the sun in their eyes. But now that the sun has gone down, it's easy to lose the ball in the lights for a moment.
Todd Tolbert swung and missed at an off-speed pitch for strike one. The Todd father, 0 for 1 tonight. Looked at a strike there to go down 0-2. Fairgrove, Missouri native. Works for Associated Electric Cooperative. Matlock came back in. Tolbert swung on and fouled that back. So the thing about Tolbert, he's got 20 career hits. 5 of them are doubles. When he gets a hold of one, he tends to get a hold of one. A lot of power in those hands. Another 0-2. Late swing and a late foul ball resulting.
These Republic hitters, at least through the couple that we've seen this inning, seem to be catching on to the game plan for Chris Matlock, trying to pound that outside edge with those sliders. And if they can time them up, get them in play, maybe they're on their way to tying this ball game.
Locos have a pinch hitter in the on-deck circle. Daryl Neighbors would hit in the stead of Chris Mesa. But also, you know, this is the 8, 9, and 10 hitters in the order this inning, and both Tolbert and Noble have been doing well working 2-strike counts. No, he did not. Mets wanted it. They do not get the call. So Todd Tolbert, by the skin of his teeth, is still in the hunt here.
Yeah, he might be considering himself lucky after that one.
Matlock not wasting a lot of time between pitches. I like that move as he attacked in. Tolbert then swung and fouled it off. So another 2-strike pitch coming up here.
Good little battle going on here.
Tolbert doing his part anyway, trying to make Chris Matlock go into deep water. Oh, and he hit him. Well, there's the old rule. You hang around long enough at that plate, good things can happen for you, albeit wearing one in the shoulder.
Yeah, we've seen a couple pitches like that. We talked a little bit earlier about how that slider starts right at you as a right-handed hitter.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they don't break. When they don't break, they hit you right in the elbow.
When the slider doesn't slide, you get a guy on. So Tolbert is on for Daryl Neighbors, the medical assistant originally from Arkansas, 34-year-old rookie, now who resides in Springfield, Missouri. Watched that one go low and away for ball one. Went to Southwestern Assemblies of God University. It's in Texas. 1-0 pitch is outside. Matlock not doing much to test Neighbors' plate vision so far. Down 2-0. Now Chris takes a moment to breathe from the belt. Neighbors swung and missed over the top of a slider there. Been watching closely as Matlock breaks the hands every time. When he throws from the stretch, he tends to, bring the ball down to the belt, as a lot of sidearmers do. He does sometimes bounce his hands. I think that may be what got him in trouble earlier.
Sure.
That's a fly ball into foul territory, but caught by the right fielder Harrison Waters. Second catch for Harry this inning. 2 down. Back to the top of the order goes Republic and Trent Simpson. And I don't think it's something Matlock even does consciously. It's just as he, comes down and then gets ready to throw the ball, the hands just kind of have this very slight upward motion before he starts the footwork.
Yeah, probably the sort of thing that any given night, any given umpire, maybe they either have an issue with it or don't have an issue with it.
I think Caleb Cole was going out to talk ground rules, maybe arguing Waters was... I don't think he was over that white line. I'm not sure what that was. Maybe, I don't know, litigating for something unsuccessfully, I believe. So 2 outs for the Locos. They're down by a run. First pitch to Simpson is a called strike on the outer half.
That one looked a little bit out, but if you're Chris Matlock, you're taking it all day. Maybe even going right back there.
Yes, he did, and Simpson swung at that one. Over the top it went, 0-2.
Well, that's just the kind of impact that the umpire can have in this game for both hitter and pitcher. You get a call that's maybe questionable on the outside half, and then the hitter has to feel like he has to swing at it.
Simpson swung at that one, and down he went. Chris Matlock rebounds with a big punch there. He's got 4 strikeouts over 3 innings of work. It'll be decision time for the Mets next inning, but right now they are in the lead 4-3, back with inning number 6 right after this.
Redline Athletics is the Ozark's #1 youth sports performance training center. Redline uses the latest in technology, equipment, and techniques to help kids ages 8 to 18 prepare for competition in all sports, with our #1 goal to make them a better athlete first. Redline Athletics now offers team training. Bring your full squad in for workouts with our professional staff and boost their speed, strength, agility, and skills. Train like a pro at Redline Athletics, located in Southeast Springfield, just off James River Freeway in South Glenstone.
You know the meaning of dedication. The early mornings and the late nights spent pursuing your dream. The commitment and passion to turn those dreams into reality. That spirit of dedication is why Central Bank is always there, working behind the scenes, helping you navigate those twists and turns in your journey with solutions that are tailored to meet your business needs. Central Bank. We do business better.
It's a Henry's towing pitching change for the Republic Locos. They go to the right-hander from Joplin, Missouri by way of Portage, Wisconsin. John Bortz, second year in the Grip and Rip Baseball League, his first time ever playing in the Howard Bell Trophy Championship game. 13 1/3 innings pitched for John Bortz in 2023. He has allowed 8 earned runs on 17 hits, struck out 24, and walked 2. It's a 5.40 ERA for Johnny B, as some of the Locos like to call him. Had a great rookie season with Republic. Had a 3.64 ERA that was below 2 prior to him getting touched up in the playoff semifinals, and John Bortz remembers that one well. It was at the hands of, you guessed it, the Springfield Metropolitans. So John Bortz, second year in the Grip and Rip, but a long history of amateur baseball in his native Wisconsin, where they call it town ball up there, but he played in the Wisconsin Home Talent League. That's sort of like if you had about 6 or 7 GRBLs and mashed them all together. So like you play these teams in your division, and then you have this elaborate postseason. But John played for lots of teams in the Home Talent League, most notably the Rio Railmen, and he's been wearing the Railmen jacket for good luck over the last couple of weeks. So the Railmen, the Locos, history for John Bortz, playing for train-inspired teams.
Yeah, well, and hey, no stranger to the bigger stage, it sounds like, too, so.
Brock Chaffin is the first batter Bortz will face. Started him off with a fastball for a strike.
He's got quite the job here. The Locos down just by that 1 run, did a lot of fighting to claw back, and it's important that it stays right here.
0-1. Bortz bounced that one. Watching his mechanics a little bit, he's kind of bounced around with the full windup. I think he's gone back to throwing exclusively from the stretch, as he did for much of 2022. I like the move. Dance with the girl that brought you. He's kind of got a closed, you can see he steps a little bit toward third base, so very closed, working from that third base side of the rubber. Chopper, Cole, the shortstop. Oh, and he misjudged the hop. Brock Chaffin just got a gift, and yes, it is a base hit.
Yeah.
Never touched the glove, but my goodness.
Yeah, you know that Caleb is just kind of beating himself up on there. He made a very deliberate move to start in towards the ball, then hold, anticipating that hop, but came in just a little bit too far. And on this turf, the one thing that you can typically rely on are true hops, where you can gauge them. They're not really going to cut left or right on you very much, but it's got some bounce to it, and that's exactly what happened there, right over the head of Caleb Cole.
And Caleb Cole, you can see it just shaking his head, disappointed with himself. Nobody out, 1 on. The batter is Mark Blem. And Chaffin, yes, he is 6'5", 285 pounds, but he's a base stealer. Usually he will watch a pitch or two to get a pitcher's timing, and then he's a threat to take off. It's bent one. Blem stood in and pulled it foul. Locos have Todd Tolbert, a right-hander, up in the bullpen.
Sneaky thing about catchers, just going back there to Brock. The thing is, they might not be the fastest people on the field, but they know how to read pitchers.
0-2 to Mark Blem, slightly open right-handed batting stance. Bortz attacked out, and Blem swung over the top. Big punch landed there for John Bortz. Doesn't get easier as he gets Jared Brashler next. Yeah, I actually talked about that with Brock Chaffin. It was 2020 was a year where he was averaging about a stolen base per game. I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "It's not about speed, it's about timing."
It is. I mean, you see that a lot if you're a Major League Baseball watcher. You used to see it a lot with even Yadier Molina, probably one of the slowest people in the league, but he would take those sneaky bases, and Cole Hazelhorst is thinking the exact same thing as he pops right up there and almost threatens the back pick to first base.
Well, in terms of catchers, Cole Hazelhorst, one of the smartest guys out here. Brashler's in a 1-0 count as Bortz comes set from the midsection. Brashler fouled that one back. And Bortz is dialed up. You know, he's struggled, I think, a little bit off and on this season. It won't really disclose it, but it seems like he's dealing with a little bit of soreness and/or fatigue. But the last few weeks for the playoffs, he's been gassing it up a little bit.
It happens. You can't blame him. I mean, the thing is, and for viewers out there, you play once a week, right? And we don't, as teams, we don't have practices or anything like that. And so you give it all you've got 1 day a week. And if you're not careful, your body can kind of break down on you quickly.
So Bortz bent that one. I mean, Bortz, you know, I'll just say this. He is 42 years old, but he's absolutely a genetic anomaly.
Yeah.
He's older than I am, and I would be willing to bet he's in much better shape than I am, too.
You know what Springfield's dealing with this inning, too, is sort of the reverse of what happened to the Locos. You've gone to somebody who has really a sidearm angle coming at you. And you can tell that these Springfield hitters are trying to adjust to that. I was watching Brashler before he came up to bat here, and he was almost behind home plate as the on-deck hitter, just trying to get a good look at that arm angle.
He watched strike 2 go by, so the count's even 2-2 with 1 out and a runner on. John Bortz ran that one way in, and Brashler got the hips back. I thought he was going to hit him, but that ball had a massive hook at the end.
Yeah. Testing the dance moves of Jared Brashler a little bit.
Full up. Brash 1 for 2 tonight with an RBI. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Payoff pitch. No. A step off. And then a step back on. And Brashler stepped out. So we're just going to...
a little gamesmanship going on late in the ball game.
We shall dance, and it will be a slow jam. Here comes the 3-2. Brashler in the air to right, back. And making the catch. Rear end over tea kettle as Daryl Neighbors off the bench.
Quite the event there. He cut in and almost did so.
Oh my gosh, and then they almost caught somebody in a rundown. What happened? That was...
who is that out on first base?
That's Wilbanks.
That's Wilbanks. You know, I think we've been talking a lot about Brock, but I think it's been Wilbanks out
Wilbanks
there
on
this entire time. And
that's going to bring in all of the umpires. So the question is, did the right fielder Neighbors come down in possession of the ball? We're going to have the old what is a catch discussion.
I mean, for us up here, granted we're a ways away.
I thought he caught it.
It looked like he caught it and then just sort of fall. The trick here was that he cut in a little bit too early. That ball, I think, caught him by surprise because it was going to get deeper than he first anticipated, and then he had to also cut back to his left. So he got the glove up there, made the catch, but because his momentum was taking him back towards his left shoulder, he then dropped and rolled a little bit on it.
So they're calling Brashler safe, and they're calling Wilbanks out at second? Meza arguing that Neighbors caught it. You know, the result is going to be the same, 2 outs with a runner on first, no matter how you chop this, but they are not going to give Daryl Neighbors the catch. They will give Jared Brashler the hits.
Well, I'm a little bit perplexed by that one.
I am as well. We'll make sure I get my 9-6 put out on the board.
Yeah.
I think Josh Wilbanks certainly thought he caught it or he would have run.
Right.
So here's Robert Fackrell, 1 for 1 tonight with a double cranked down the left field line. Relishing the opportunity every night, Robert Fackrell. Great comeback story. Undrafted in 2022, came back out. Mets picked him up. He was one of those guys who will just never ever complain about playing time.
You can see Hazelhorst just motioning over to first base because Brashler is getting a heck of a lead.
Well, there's a back pick throw. Arts hangs on.
Yeah, Hazelhorst before that pitch almost violently shoving his right arm over to indicate towards first base, which at that point Brashler didn't have much of a lead or a secondary lead, but Cole was thinking about throwing there the entire time. Brashler right back out to his lead though.
1-1 to Fackrell. Boards.
Oh, and he's
got
caught.
him to swing and miss there. Yeah, but nobody covered the bag. That's a case where I don't know if the middle infielders lost track of how many strikes there were or if they just dozed.
Yeah, something absolutely happened there. And Cole was on top of it the entire time, watching Brashler as a runner, and you could see that Jared was even caught out in the no man's land, and I don't even know that he knew that nobody was covering second base, but it worked out in his favor.
1-2 to Fackrell. Bortz would like to just get out of the inning right here. And he does. Struck him out. 2 strikeouts for John Bortz. So his inning of work, a little bit eventful, but the result good for the Locos as a bagel goes on the scoreboard. It is still 4-3. A slim advantage for the Springfield Metropolitans. Bottom of the 6th is next.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away.
Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
You know the meaning of dedication. The early mornings and the late nights spent pursuing your dream. The commitment and passion to turn those dreams into reality. That spirit of dedication is why Central Bank is always there, working behind the scenes, helping you navigate those twists and turns in your journey with solutions that are tailored to meet your business needs. Central Bank. We do business better.
Certainly couldn't do it without our friends at Central Bank. Rance Berger alongside Nick Bacon. And yes, we thought this could happen. Here it is. It's a Henry's Towing pitching change for the Springfield Metropolitans. They call upon the three-time Most Valuable Player award winner from Missouri State University by way of Wolf Lake, Illinois. Clayton Murphy has got the ball with his Mets ahead 4-3. The Republic Locos are going to have to try to make the comeback against the absolute most dominant pitcher of the season. 23 2/3 innings, 1 earned run on 19 hits, 42 strikeouts, 6 walks, a 0.38 ERA for Clay Murphy. Came into the season with a career ERA of 1.3 through his first 3 years in the GRBL. But here's the stat you got to know, Nick Bacon. This is Clay's 4th year in the league. His name is already on the Howard Bell Trophy 3 times. He is the common denominator between winning and losing championships.
Yeah, you have to, I don't know that there's any question about who starts to go first in the draft, although now we've got that franchise tag, and so you wonder about that each year too. But Clay just knows how to win, and having been the beneficiary of at least one of those championship years for him.
It's fun when he's on your team, isn't it?
It's really fun when he's on your team. And so if you're Springfield right now, you're feeling really, really great about yourself, but it's important not to get too out ahead of that. Trust your instincts, trust that you still have to barrel down and play baseball to get through the next 3 innings. And if you're Republic, he's not unhittable, technically speaking. He can be hit, and you've got a few shots at him too, so just be patient, try and pick your pitch and go after it.
I will say this, I mentioned Clay Murphy gave up 1 earned run all season long. It was against the Republic Locos.
There we go.
BVG looked at a fastball low, ball 1.
I think that's the thing that's the most important if you're Republic, is just not to get in your own head about the fact that Clay Murphy is on the mound. You've got to trick yourself into thinking that he's just another arm. He's throwing a baseball, which you've seen before, and you've got to try and hit that ball.
1-1 to Van Gorp. Murphy winds and fires. That's a fastball outside. So Murphy's talked about this. The mix of pitches is going to be different here in the playoffs, just because he's made his living spamming sliders up to now. So he wants to throw more curves, more heaters. That was a curveball, and that was a strikeout. Clay Murphy, or no, it was not. That's strike 2. My apologies. Got all jazzed up for the curve. Well, there it was again. This is a chopper to the third baseman. Matlock double clutched, and the throw is not in time. It ejected from Rusk's mid anyway, but Van Gorp legs out an infield single. It was not beautiful, but it doesn't matter how they get there. They all count. And when you're down by a run, they absolutely count.
Yeah, absolutely. Just great from BVG. As soon as he got wood on that ball, he was eating it down to first base. I mean, he came out of the box as hard as he could, never let up, and I think he caught the third baseman, Chris Matlock, by surprise, got a little bit of a double clutch out of him and beat that throw.
John Arts bats for Republic, sends this one to the shortstop. Blem steps on the bag for 1, fires to Rusk in time, and the Metropolitans. That's got to be a nice shot in the arm for Chris Matlock and for Clay Murphy. Blem to Rusk for the double play.
Well, hey, you make a little bit of a mistake, and then you turn around 1 pitch later, and your teammates pick you up.
So that cleans the sheets for Caleb Cole. 0 for 2 tonight. Struck out against Chris Matlock last time up, but standing in against Murphy, a different kettle of fish.
Well, Caleb Cole is hungry in this game right now.
Absolutely. It has been 5 years since he last tasted the champagne. Won a title back in 2018.
There's so many tricks here against facing Clay Murphy, but one of them is just the mere fact that even his off-speed is quite the velocity bump up from Chris Matlock.
Cole turned on that one. It was sharply hit, but it is foul.
I think he may have chipped his bat there.
Loud strike. Cole's going to evaluate his hardware, and yes, he wants a new stick.
Thought I caught the splinter fly off, which Brock is now retrieving down the third base
there it
line.
is. Good eye.
Hopefully
See,
that's not a rude bat.
That's why you're a professional outfielder, and I hang out up here most of the time.
Yeah. I don't know that my eyes are that sharp in right field. I don't know.
So it'll be 1 and 2 to Cole. He's got a new P. Nope, doesn't like it. He's going to go back and get another. 2 strikes. Got to get it right.
Yeah,
He says, "Give me something else." Wants lighter or heavier. That was whatever it was. He didn't like the weight.
Yeah.
Now he's got something more to his liking. And here he goes. 1 practice cut. And into the box goes Caleb Cole. 4-3 our score. Metropolitans have the lead. We are in the bottom of the 6th. Championship on the line. Breaking ball.
Oh my goodness.
Struck him out looking. And Caleb's got to be careful not to talk too much, as Murphy got him on strikes. We head to the stretch inning. Metropolitans up by a run. Back after this.
I'm Nicole Cartmel with the Bank of Missouri. Whether you're looking to pay bills or make a big purchase, sometimes you need cash quickly to take that next step. A consumer loan might be a perfect option to help you live well, bank well. Sonia McClendon, one of our branch managers, is here to explain.
Thank you, Nicole. We provide personal consumer loans for almost any purpose, from building your credit to financing that new car. We offer competitive rates, and decisions are made locally so we can get you the money that you need quickly. But what makes our consumer loans unique is that personal touch. For example, I recently worked with a customer to secure a loan for a horse trailer. He could have went elsewhere, but he chose to work with his bank because of that personal relationship that we've built with him. Being able to work with your personal banker that you know and trust makes a big difference.
That's right, because we work with our customers to help them live well, bank well. Get started at bankofmissouri.com.
I'm Rance Berger, he's Nick Bacon. Going the distance until this one is over tonight. Howard Bell Championship Trophy on the line. Springfield Metropolitans have a 4-3 lead over the Republic Locos. Republic sticking with John Bortz on the mound. I like this move. He had a weird inning, but a good inning in the 6th. Got a couple of strikeouts and importantly put a 0 up on the board. But you know, some interesting stuff with the catch, no catch, 9-6 put out thing. But weird but good. Typical John Bortz.
Yeah, for sure. And just the tenacity to get out of a situation like that and not let it get to you too much, I think is a testament to why he might be out for another inning.
He had something similar a week ago. It was a situation where an inning got extended by a dropped third strike. And, you know, kind of one of those things where as a pitcher you think, oh, good, you know, let's go to the dugout. Oh, nope. Got to go back out there and throw some more.
Yeah, well, we talked about his experience, and I think we made the comment that he's perhaps no stranger to a big stage, and so that sort of thing, that ice water in your veins mentality is as important as ever in a game like this, especially with your team just down by 1 and trying to keep it there.
So here is Ben Hammett for the Metropolitans. He is in the 9 spot. It'll be Hammett, Matlock, and Carter. 8 hits for the Mets, 3 for the Locos through the first 6 innings. Bortz fires home, and Hammett swung over the top of a slider. Yep, everything from the stretch, and I'm liking this move. It's a mechanical adjustment, but it is effective for Johnny B thus far. Nothing and 1. Hammett showed bunt. Doesn't matter, strike 2.
Hey, not an unfamiliar place for Ben Hammett. I've seen him drop down the surprise bunt for a hit every once in a while. So when you feel like you can't see the ball very well, it can be helpful just to get out in front of it. Maybe you catch a piece of it and you pick up a base hit, or if anything else, you've seen the arm angle a little bit better now and you can adjust.
0-2 to Hammett. I think that was a waste pitch by design. Hazelhorst was sort of perched up a little higher than usual there before Bortz even came set. But Hammett does not go upstairs. It's 1-2. Oh. Hazelhorst had to drop down. Well, it didn't have to have a block with nobody on, but he did it anyway. And yeah, Hazelhorst is going to take a second.
I think that one caught him in a not so fun place.
I don't know if it was off the protector, or it might have been actually on the inside of the leg where there's nothing to protect here.
Inner thigh.
It's going to show up in a big way tomorrow. 2-2. We're going to set him up outside. Struck him out, looking. And Bortz is fired up.
Yeah.
Love to see the exaltation coming off the mound.
Just great execution. What a pitch sequence there in terms of just changing the perspective. He went high, he went low, he went out, and he went in. Tough for somebody like Ben Hammett to just try and figure out where that pitch might be coming to or where to look for that one spot.
Here's Chris Matlock. Bortz ran him way in, and yeah, that hit him. Chris is going to take the free pass. And Bortz trying to say mea culpa. Matlock didn't even look at him, so it's a little bit chippy.
Yeah, I don't think there was any intent behind that one, especially with your team down by a run. But at the same time, you know, these two teams have been going at it, competitive friction all season long.
And a championship is on the line.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Skylar Carter comes to dish here. 1 for 3 tonight. 10 for 29 for the season. 1 on, 1 out. Carter got a lot of air under this one. Simpson's going to have to charge. He avoids a collision with his kid brother Trey, and they try to double off Chris Matlock. They do not. Arts could not settle that down and get the tag applied in time, but great job by Trent Simpson, the center fielder, and a nice job by kid brother Trey to get out of the way and avoid the collision.
Yeah, great play all around defensively there. Matlock must have just been caught a little bit too far off of first base, maybe thinking that ball was going to drop just shallow from anybody to be able to get it, but it was a closer play at first than I think anybody would have liked.
Murphy, the batter now, also 1 for 3 on the evening. 2 outs and a runner on. That's Matlock still at first. Bortz starts Murphy off with a front door slider, so a little fire with fire there. I'll say this about Trent Simpson really quick in center field. Much is made of his glove work. He's a fast runner and a great fielder. I think his arm goes a little bit overlooked and underrated.
Yeah, it was a great throw. I mean, nearly got Matlock sleeping.
0-1 to the 3-time MVP. Reached out and fouled that one off. It's 0-2. So Murphy, 10 hits on the season. Had 12 a season ago, but has been a steadily better hitter as his career has progressed. Nothing and 2. Another guy who was strictly a pitcher at the college level, but like a lot of kids from small high schools, was a middle infielder and a pitcher and an everyday guy for 4 years. In Illinois. There's a check throw down to first. Shawnee High School. I think that's one of those places where there might only be one high school in a county. That kind of thing down in southern Illinois. Little Egypt is that what they call that part of the world. No pyramids. Ball and 2 strikes. John Bortz with 2 outs, trying to wiggle out of the inning here. Fires. No, it's low. It'll be deuces wild, and now the Locos send another guy out to the pen. That's Drew Noble making the long walk out. And they've got Tolbert out there. Hazelhorst waved at the runner. Well, it didn't matter. A called third strike. Murphy dejected. But the Locos fired up as John Bortz got himself to the 7th inning stretch unscathed. It is 4-3 for the Springfield Metropolitans, and that means it's time for the 7th inning stretch here in the GRBL. That's sponsored by Sumit's Hot Yoga. You are going to feel awesome.
I need a change. My workouts are too boring.
Oh, I've got an amazing workout for you. Hot yoga. I've lost weight and I'm more flexible.
Try our community classes for only $8. Sumit's Hot Yoga. You are going to feel awesome.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away.
Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
No surprises here. Metropolitans are going to hang with Clay Murphy on the other side of the 7th inning stretch with a 1-run lead. Let's see, it'll be Hazelhurst, Trey Simpson, and Chandler Maples due up, although, well, I don't see Maples with a bat. But yeah, it should be Chandler Maples. First things first, it'll be the catcher Hazelhurst. And if anybody should know what Clay Murphy's stuff does, it's Cole Hazelhurst. He caught him for an entire season in 2021 with Moon City, all the way to a championship victory. You were part of that team as well, Nick. So
yeah,
I always feel like we see this from time to time in the grip and rip when the rosters are deconstructed every offseason, where somebody's former catcher will come up and just and know exactly what to do to get a nice piece.
Yeah, well, you're certainly hoping for that edge if you are Hazelhurst, but I think it's that's oversimplifying just a little bit. This is still Clay Murphy that you got to square up.
Well, he didn't square up at strike one, that's for sure. Swung and missed.
This game has lived up to the hype, Rance. I mean, early on, we had a good showing of the 4 runs in the first from the Mets, but the Locos have done a good job just shutting them down ever since, clawing back a little bit. We've got a close game heading into the last innings.
They did not panic. That stick-to-itiveness for Republic, and now they've got the steepest slope. They have tried to send that train up all season long. 1-2 to Hazelhurst. Curveball.
Oof.
No.
Golly.
Murphy thought he had it. Not so, says the plate umpire Donald Price.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was the same pitch, same location that Caleb Cole the last inning struck out on. So.
Well, that time Hazelhurst went down swinging. Not a lot of doubt about that. We'll bring up Trey Simpson. It's been hit by a pitch and grounded to second. That did result in a run coming across in the 4th. So looking for his first hit of the night. Stuck on 9 for the season. Looked at a called strike 1. 9 hits in 9 games, pretty good for any rookie. Pretty good for any player in this league, to be honest with you. There's a curveball.
Absolutely.
1-1.
Clay's working fast. I mean, that's one of probably the things that you can do if you're looking for a strategy against Clay Murphy. It's try to slow him down. Take your time in between pitches. Don't let him get into a rhythm or into a flow, because that's when he starts shutting things down. So as a hitter, you could disrupt that just a little bit by varying your timing out of the box.
2-1 with 1 out. Murphy's next pitch to Trey Simpson, grounded to the shortstop. Blem to Rusk in time. Out number 2. This game not even quite 2 hours old yet. It's 1 hour and 59 as Chandler Maples walks to the dish. As I say that, watch the announcer's jinx. I will. This will be the moment where it turns into a crawler. So here's Maples, the teacher and coach at his alma mater, Clever. Nothing in 1. And that was just a 12-6 curve. Not a lot of lateral movement to that at all.
Yeah, just pounding the strike zone. And I mean, if you've got hitters kind of up there guessing, which is really kind of what we've seen the last couple hitters do, why not just throw strikes, just pound strikes and overpower people?
It'll be 1-2 for Maples. Swing and a slow grounder to short. Blem on the run.
Nice play.
Got the throw in time. Big pick from the first baseman Tyler Rusk, but what a hustle play by Mark Blem. 3 up, 3 down for the Mets. We go to the 8th, and the Metropolitans have the lead, 4-3. Back in just a moment.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away.
Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
Burger and Bacon still with you at U.S. Baseball Park in Ozark, Missouri, home to the site-specific Grip and Rip Baseball League. It's become a fall tradition in these Ozarks, the home to some of the finest amateur baseball in the heart of America. 4-3 is the score. Springfield Metropolitans lead the Republic Locos, who send John Bortz back to the hill. This would be a third inning of work for Bortz here in the 8th. It would be, well, yeah, they would have to go to a reliever for the 9th. They've already used the 3+ designation on their starter, Ethan Stenger. So it'll be decision time. Will it be Drew Noble? Will it be Todd Tolbert? Might it be someone else? Could be Ben Van Gorp as well. He is presently occupying third base. Locos defensively, as they have been the last few innings, Maples, Trent Simpson, and Daryl Neighbors in the outfield. Van Gorp at third, Caleb Cole at short, Trey Simpson at second, and John Arts is the first baseman. Cole Hazelhorst behind the dish, receiving pitches from John Bortz. So 7 starters and a couple of subs out there for Republic. Metropolitans are going to send up their right fielder, Harrison Waters. 1-4-3 on the evening. Dirty Harry, as he is known. Republic, Missouri native.
Well, if you're Springfield, I mean, you've been riding these 4 runs that you got, seems like ages ago in the first inning, and you'd certainly like to provide yourself a little bit more cushion, even with Clay Murphy on the mound. Just make yourself feel a little bit better heading into these final 2 innings.
Definitely go ahead and pony up for the high price insurance here.
It looks like maybe it's
Waters. Yeah, it's Tolbert up and throwing. Okay. Well, the Todd father has been effective. So it looks like he's going to get the ball in the 9th. 1-1 for Harrison Waters after that miss outside from Bortz. It's a fastball. Waters sprayed that one into left field. Back goes Cole. Up comes Maples, and it will be Chandler Maples, the left fielder, making the catch for the out.
That ball got up there, as we've seen a number of fly balls do tonight, and just kind of stick. And so while it had some good upward movement, we've seen so many balls that outfielders have had to come in into like shallow, you know, the late outfield shallow outfield, late infield that have to catch.
Here's Tyler Rusk. Nobody on, 1 out. Rusk playing in his first GRBL championship game. He's 0 for 3, 1 strikeout. He has grounded out to the shortstop the last 2 times. So 12 for 35, still an outstanding season. I'm sure he'd like to get something going here. Looked at a called strike on the inner half, a breaking ball.
Starting to see John Bortz work a little bit quicker here too. Just getting into that rhythm.
He's feeling good.
Yeah, he doesn't want to have to worry about anybody coming in out of that bullpen.
Bortz comes set and deals, and he just got Tyler Rusk chasing on strikes. Well, he did see the wind kick up a little bit. I was noticing Bortz's jersey flapping around a little bit, so yeah. There's that 8-mile-per-hour breeze out of the southeast. And yeah, as that blows from the south and east, that actually blows in from more or less right center field. That it is rare that we see wind come in from that direction here in this part of Missouri any time of the year, but that autumn wind. First pitch to Brock Chaffin, down and out. Ball 1.
Well, it's definitely something that you want to be aware of as the wind changes. You're watching that American flag down the left field line just to kind of get a gauge of where any ball hit in the air might end up.
Bortz took something off that time, and he missed low to Chaffin. Now 2-0. Yeah, a little slider for a called strike. I think Chaffin not liking the level that one came in at. but looks to be at the letters.
Yeah, pitchers on both sides have had some luck going up in the zone tonight.
2-1. A breaking pitch swung on, fouled off. So that'll even us up. It is deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 1-run ball game in the 8th. Metropolitans hanging on to a 1-run lead. Bortz from just above the belt serves up a grounder to third. Van Gorp way back in the hole, but his throw across in time, right on the button. BVG.
Fired up about that throw too, as he should be.
He said he's your favorite player's favorite player. And you can't tell me that he is not excited for the opportunity to play in a championship game. We'll bring you the bottom of the 8th on the other side of this quick timeout. It's Grip and Rip Baseball, live and free all season long, right here on YouTube.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away.
Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
Support local, give local. We hear it all the time, and when it comes to blood donation, there's an easy way to make sure your gift is being used in your community. Donors with Community Blood Center of the Ozarks provide every drop of blood, platelets, and convalescent plasma to patients in over 40 area hospitals. How do I know why that's important? Because my youngest daughter, Joselina, is alive today thanks to local blood donors. Find out how you can help at cbco.org. Local donors, local patients. That's the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks difference.
Still Clay Murphy's ball. The Springfield Metropolitans, if nothing else, are just going to ask him to extend this streak of scoreless innings. To his credit, did not give up a run in the entire calendar month of September or October. You have to go way back early in the season to the last time Clay Murphy was scored upon. And the Locos, that agile little engine, just trying and trying and trying. They think they can. So scheduled batters here, it's the 8, 9, and 10 spot. So Noble, Tolbert, and then it would be Neighbors, as it appears Meza has lifted himself to go to Neighbors full time here. So
yeah, it's at this point we've talked a lot early on in the game about the difference in the amount of experience in a championship game between the Mets and the Locos, and I think here's where you start to see that kind of come through, or could potentially see that come through. On the Mets side, just people who have been here before can ride it out and stay within themselves. On the Republic side, it's going to be important not to press, which could be exactly what they might have a tendency to do, especially facing Clay here in the latter 2 innings.
Total of 19 Howard Bell Trophy championships on that Mets roster. Just 3 for the Republic Locos. That was an absolute bit of filth, wasn't it? 2-1.
Pitch looked like it was coming right at your kneecap until about 5 feet in front of the plate when it zipped right back over for a strike.
Came back with a curve. Noble swung over the top, and the count's even. So Murphy fell behind 2-0. He's now fought back 2-2 with 2 absolutely nasty pitches. They're setting up outside. Noble doesn't chase, and we're full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Noble reached out at the off-speed pitch. That's going to trickle foul. So we'll set it up and do it again. Drew tonight's popped out to second base, flew out to right. So 6 for 24 for the season, hitting .250. Couple of doubles. Another 3-2 payoff pitch. Struck him out looking. That is 3 strikeouts for Clay Murphy. I'll bring up Todd Tolbert.
Starting to feel it just a little bit is Clay Murphy, I think, and he is dialed in.
It's almost like the bigger the moment gets, the better he gets. Todd Tolbert looked at a called strike one on the outer half. Locos, by the way, Ben Van Gorp warming in their bullpen. It's all quiet for the Metropolitans. They're going to stick with Clay Murphy until he's not warm anymore. 0-1 is now an 0-2. Murphy worked out, Murphy worked in. Let's see what he does here. Up and out, ball 1. Fastball. Got him on strikes. Back-to-back looking Ks. For the 3-time Most Valuable Player Award winner out of Missouri State University, Clay Murphy, Daryl Neighbors will try his hand.
Yeah, Clay really just showing you exactly why he has won those 3 MVP awards. I mean, he's just got it all going for him in terms of changing locations, changing the eye level of the batters.
Neighbors looked at one of the letters there. Yeah, and that looked like a heater, actually. We'll see if he comes back with a slider. He did. Neighbors laid off. It's 1-1. Reached big time at the slider out. Did the native of Cedarville, Arkansas. It's now a ball and 2 strikes.
It just looks so good, Rance. I mean, regardless of where he throws it, if he throws it in, it looks like it's going to hit you. If he throws it what looks like over the plate, then it just floats way outside.
Didn't get the call that time. It's 2-2. Deuce is wild for Daryl Neighbors. 3-2. And that was not a waste pitch. That was a miss. It's Murphy taking a little moment there before the payoff. And he walked him. A rare walk for Clay Murphy.
So if you're Republic right here, obviously you want to take advantage of this. You just need a base runner, and you were gifted one. So again, time not to press, time to stay within yourself and to try and move that runner. You've got 2 outs, so a little bit of added pressure there, but
tying run is on as Trent Simpson walks up to a little Billy Squire, and Daryl Neighbors is a capable runner. Chopper foul.
You might be onto something. We have not really seen a running game from either team tonight, but Republic, you're late in this ball game in the 8th inning with 2 outs, and you need somebody in scoring position to up your chances of scoring that tying run. So might not be a bad idea to try and chance it here.
Or at least act like you're going to run to try to make Murphy think about you a little bit. 0-1 to Simpson. He got under that. It is carrying back to the screen. It will get over. Whoa. That, what is it, row 5? For a second I thought it wasn't going to make it over the net. It did with some authority and almost came straight down. Everyone is okay.
Always be aware if you're coming out to the ballpark.
Absolutely. So 0-2 for Trent Simpson. With 2 outs and a runner on, Murphy's pitch runs inside. Oh, and Neighbors took off. Rusk went back to the bag. That might buy Daryl some safety. Nope. Take your one gift. Don't press the action, young fella. Stay at second base.
I am not sure what happened there. I think maybe he thought that ball was by Chaffin, and so he kind of just stopped there in between first and second base. And then the back pick came back to Rusk, who thought maybe he would turn
he
around.
thought
and
Neighbors was
tag.
going to try to slide back.
Neighbors coming back to
Neighbors
first base.
was gone, and then that was just the advantage in time that Daryl Neighbors needed to get back safely. It's going to bring Chaffin out to talk to Murphy. I have a feeling this is more about scenario than signals.
Yeah. I think this is good for Trent Simpson as well, just to take a moment, step out, kind of collect yourself a little bit. This is the moment that you've been waiting for if you're a Republic fan.
Yep.
With that runner on in scoring position, the tying run out there.
And one of the most proven hitters on your club, Trent Simpson, 1 for 3 tonight, 10 for 39 for the campaign. Ball and 2 strikes with a runner on second and 2 outs. Murphy's pitch swung on. Dead ball, foul ball. Neighbors was running on contact, as you do with 2 outs, so no real surprises there, but he will have to retreat all the way back.
A lot of room out there in left center field. A little bit of a poke out there ties this game.
Yeah, I'll say the shortstop Blem is over holding the runner against the lefty Simpson, who chops one. Blem charges in, squeezes and throws in time. So Clay Murphy saw a man go into scoring position, but Mark Blem once again, that is his 4th assist since Clay Murphy has gone to the mound. He has been a busy fella there at the shortstop spot, but answering the bell, Nick and I head to the 9th inning. Right after this, it is Grip and Rip Baseball, live and free, right here on YouTube.
You know the meaning of dedication. The early mornings and the late nights spent pursuing your dream. The commitment and passion to turn those dreams into reality. That spirit of dedication is why Central Bank is always there, working behind the scenes, helping you navigate those twists and turns in your journey with solutions that are tailored to meet your business needs. Central Bank. We do business better.
When Gary and Sandra Henry started Henry's Towing nearly 5 decades ago, customers knew that Henry would be the guy coming to help. People would call and ask to let Henry do it. And as Springfield has grown, our family has grown as well, so there's always someone around to come help you out. Everyone at Henry's is a member of the family, fully trained and as dependable as the original. With a family this size, help is always right around the corner. So if you find yourself in need of roadside assistance, remember to call the name you've grown to know and trust. Remember to let Henry do it!
Do you ever...
The commercial-free 9th inning, sponsored by Central Bank of the Ozarks, comes at you in time for a Henry's Towing pitching change. John Bortz went the maximum allotted 3 innings. They were scoreless. He struck out 5 batters, giving up just 1 hit on an infield single above the shortstop's head. Other than that, Bortz was lights out, but he has to hand it off. Here is BVG, Ben Van Gorp, to the hill for Republic. Some defensive alignments going on behind him, but first we'll tell you BVG, 16 1/3 innings pitched this season, 4 earned runs on 13 hits, 18 strikeouts, 7 walks. That number a little bit high, 3-hit batsman. It's a 2.20 ERA for BVG, who has kind of settled in for this closer's role for the Locos as of late and has done an admirable job. He has been effective and has been instrumental in this run through the playoffs the Locos have had. They're going to move Trey Simpson from second to third. Caleb Cole stays at short. Neighbors comes in and goes to the second base spot. Still Arts at first. And then in the outfield, it'll be Maples, Trent Simpson, and Todd Tolbert going back out to right.
This is an as so often happens moment. Mark Blem making a fantastic play to end the previous inning. First to bat this half inning.
First pitch he sees from BVG is a fastball in, ball 1. Swing and a miss there at a breaking pitch. So Van Gorp has got good stuff. Tends to mix pitch as well. That's really been his hallmark throughout a lengthy playing career. Blim got jammed up, but took it the oppo way. It will tail foul into the bullpen. Loud strike.
Ball had some carry to it.
It certainly did. Off the bat, initially I thought, oh my gosh, he just had an oopsie triple into right field.
It left the bat fast and then just kind of carried up and out.
So instead, we'll do a 1 and 2. A couple of former teammates going at it here with the Mountain Ducks. And down on strikes goes Blim. Vintage BVG there, lulling a hitter into a false sense of security and then firing off a big strikeout pitch. So here's Brashler. He is an odd but effective 2 for 3 tonight. Had the had the weird hit, the resulting in the play at second base. Back. When was that? Back in the 6th. So Brashler, 8 for 37 for the season. Watches a 1-0 go by for ball 2.
Ben seems like he's got a little bit of something extra on these pitches tonight.
Yeah, he's definitely fired up. His name is on the Howard Bell Trophy once for the inaugural season, 2016.
It's been a long time.
He played for a finalist a couple of times since then, but you know he won the bell and sprayed the champagne that first season, and then he has had to watch other teams do it 6 consecutive times. That can wear on an athlete after a while. The 2-1 swung on and chopped foul. We're even. I was watching, and as the Mets had their first base coach, Justin Loudon, sprint around, he is, looks like he's being plugged into the lineup here. He is in the on-deck circle. So he's going to bat in what was Robert Fackrell's position in the order. But first things first, a 2-2 to Brashler. Fastball, swing and a miss. Back-to-back Ks for BVG with the Locos trailing by a run. He is doing his part here in the top of the 9th.
Yeah, so critically important, obviously, to keep this game where it's at, headed into the 9th inning, just to give the Locos a chance at Clay in the bottom half.
So the pinch hitter at 11 in Missouri, Justin Fruit Snacks Loudon. 5 for 11 on the season. He's only struck out once, so you know, as much as his personality sometimes gets in the way of people taking him seriously, he's not a bad contact hitter at all. 0-1. Breaking balls. Oh, that hit the catcher, Hazelhorst. He's hurting. Well, he's at least moving a little. Oh, goodness. I'm not sure where that got him.
Me either. I missed it. Looks like maybe he's grabbing at his chest a little bit,
yeah,
or his stomach area.
I didn't know if he got hit. It was somewhere in the middle of the body, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
But it could have been one of those things, a ball slightly tipped off the bat and just enough juice on it to, you know, yeah, he's wearing a chest protector. That doesn't mean it doesn't hurt when you take a ball there.
Yeah.
So 0-2 for Loudon. He's going to step back in. Van Gorp shook his head, now nods, comes set, kicks and deals. Swinging a foul ball. That hit Hazelhorst in the hand. Oh, goodness, yeah. That hit him in the hand. Nice. Telling Justin Loudon thanks for that. So these guys, teammates, definitely have a history of, should I say, open dialogue with one another. There in the circle. And I mean, Justin Loudon talks to everybody whether they would like to participate or not. 0-2 to Snacks. 4th pitch of the sequence. Van Gorp behind the head, down the hill. It's outside, ball 1. So we mentioned Murphy being a common denominator, but Justin Loudon has been on championship winning teams each of the last 2 seasons. There's a bouncer from Van Gorp. And that's just a mental mistake, overthrowing a fastball.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably chalk that up to chance, but I guarantee that it's not. Justin Loudon, as we mentioned, a good contact hitter, but an even better clubhouse presence.
Down on strikes he goes. Van Gorp strikes out the side. He had to work for it, but that is 3 straight Ks for BVG. The Locos down to their last opportunities here. It is the commercial-free 9th inning, brought to you by Central Bank of the Ozarks. It'll be Van Gorp, Arts, and Cole, so the 2, 3, 4 hitters for Republic. If they manage to get anybody on, Hazelhurst will have a chance. 1 for 3 tonight with an RBI triple, so I think that's got to be mission critical. Extend the inning at all costs. First of all, make Clay Murphy work, and just have to find a way, however you can get it. Doesn't have to be beautiful. You just need to scratch a run across right here, right now.
Yeah, these are those moments where you even start to think about maybe trying to lay down a bunt just to get that run on if you can, but that's also a tough sell with 2, 3, 4 coming up. So you've got the part of the lineup coming up that you'd want for the bottom of the 9th inning. You look at the scoreboard, and it has been an impressive game for the Locos, save for that first inning. There are a lot of goose eggs up there, but it's time to put up or shut up at this point. Do or die.
And standing in their way, the apex predator, Clay Murphy. 3 scoreless innings thus far in this one. You have to go back quite a ways to the last time he was scored upon, but that was, as I said, against the Republic Locos. If anybody can do it, it's this club. Defensively, I'm looking around, and all things stay the same for the Mets. It's Matlock at third, Blim at short, Hammett at second, and Rusk at first, with Brashler, Carter, and Waters in the outfield. Still Chaffin behind the plate, catching his college teammate at Missouri State, Clay Murphy.
Well, this is what it all comes down to. So we've talked about the veteran presence on the Springfield Mets all game long, but those last 3 outs, for whatever reason, you buy into the superstition, but they are always the hardest to get. So there's still work to do.
Here's BVG. 1 for 2 tonight with a single and a walk. 11 for 35 on the season, and he swung out of his cleats there over the top of a Clay Murphy slider. It's BVG. Big open right-handed stance. Watched that front door slider. Yeah, it's almost like he got slapped in the face with it. Strike 2.
Yeah.
It's just how lethal Clay Murphy can be. Way up and out. Same kind of just visceral reaction almost from Van Gorp. You see the body language. Everything's moving. Ball and 2 strikes. Clay Murphy. Missed. Down and away.
Yeah, even there you saw BVG just kind of lean over the plate, just willing that ball off the plate.
2-2. He just got a piece. Making like the Bee Gees and staying alive is BVG. This is what you have to do. You've got to make every at-bat feel like it's taking 10 minutes.
Yeah.
2-2 the count once again. 6th pitch of the sequence from Clay Murphy. Got him on strikes. It's a dropped 3rd strike, and it's no problem. A 2-3 throw from Chaffin to Rusk for the first out. Batter is John Arts, walking up as he has all season long to some Turnpike Troubadours. A little homage to that Big Country nickname. Big Country would like one here. He's 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. Looked at a slider bending in toward the lefty for strike 1. Fastball swung and chopped. Murphy off the mound. Oh my goodness. Art slid. Russ kept the back foot down, and he is out. Oh my goodness.
I think he face planted right into the base. You gotta love the hustle.
I mean, you admire the guy who knows it's now or never.
Right.
Nonetheless, that's 2 gone, and the batter is Caleb Cole. He is Republic's last hope. 0 for 3 tonight. A fly out to right and a pair of strikeouts. Caleb Cole, the Hall of Famer, against undoubtedly a future Hall of Famer in Clay Murphy. Just as good as it gets right here, 1-0 with a season on the line. That's a fastball for a called strike. Metropolitans leading 4-3, bottom of the 9th, 2 outs. Clay Murphy, a 3-time Most Valuable Player Award winner, fires a curveball outside. Caleb Cole kept it on the shoulder, and it's 2-1. Two-one pitch. Slider low. It is 3-1.
Good patience shown here by Caleb Cole.
2 outs. The 3-1 pitch. Called strike 2. Well, this is it. Full count, bottom of the 9th. Championship baseball game. Clay Murphy comes set, kicks and deals. He walked him. We're not done yet.
What did we say about those last 3 outs?
The tying run is on for the Republic Locos. The go-ahead run walks to the right-handed batter's box. It is the catcher, Cole Hazelhorst, 1 for 3 tonight with an RBI triple, a flyout and a strikeout. Little chat here with his manager, Chris Mesa, who's doubling as the third base coach. Last minute go get 'em has got to be all that is, with maybe a little bit of technical advice. But Clay Murphy is still Clay Murphy.
Well, and how about the storylines here, Rance? We've talked a little bit about Cole Hazelhorst being one of those players that's been in this situation. We also talked about how he caught Clay Murphy a couple years ago.
First offering, swung on and missed. Hazelhorst about came out of his front shoe. He steps out. Chris Meza telling him that's just a little bit of a calming effect there. 0-1. Cole with a short lead off of first. Murphy from the chest. Missed outside. 1-1. Ball and a strike. Murphy again. Sets up and deals. Chaffin tried to frame it, but the man in charge not appreciating the artistry, and it's 2-1. Cole Hazelhorst, third-year player out of Woodstock, Georgia, with a chance. Murphy ran a front door slider over the front half.
That's a tough strike.
Hazelhorst not loving it, but the Mets fans fired up once more. It is 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Clay Murphy, a 3-time MVP. Long look in, now sets from the chest. Runner goes, breaking ball. It's out of the zone. It's a stolen base for Caleb Cole. Tying run into scoring position, and the count is full.
Oh my goodness.
This is what you play for.
Absolutely.
Hazelhorst in the box. Murphy gets the sign from Chaffin. Sets up. Fires. Swung on. Grounded. Foul. We'll do it again. Pitch number 7 of the AB coming up here. Cole Hazelhorst giving it everything he's got in the most pressure-filled situation in baseball. Tying run on, bottom of the 9th, 2 outs, full count. Clay Murphy trying to finish. He sets up, winds and fires. Hazelhorst, it's in the air, center field. Carter underneath it. He makes the catch, and the Springfield Metropolitans hang on 4-3. The Mets win the Howard Bell Trophy. The Springfield Metropolitans are the champions. Back-to-back for Clay Murphy, back-to-back for Harrison Waters and Jared Brashler, and Brock Chaffin.
Awesome job all around. This team has had a remarkable season. They came out fighting, got 4 in the first, and that was all that they would need. But not to be overlooked, the pitching performances all the way through for Springfield, just keeping Republic at bay and never allowing that dam to break.
Clay Murphy finished it out, 4 scoreless innings, struck out 5 batters. And for Clay Murphy, that is now 4 times he has won the Howard Bell Trophy. He will taste the champagne. Great show of sportsmanship there right in front of home plate as he gets one last fist bump with his former teammate Cole Hazelhorst. What a moment for the Springfield Metropolitans. They are the champs. And there's just something fun about watching grown men celebrate like kids.
Yeah, they don't even have the champagne yet, but they found some liquid to start spraying all over one another.
It's wet, and I'm sure it's delightful, whatever it is. So these Springfield Mets, let's go ahead and run down the roster. These are your 2023 GRBL champions. Jerry Kelly, the prison guard from Aldrich, Missouri. Utility player Skylar Carter, one of the all-time best to do it. It is now his 4th time to get his name onto the Howard Bell. Josh Wilbanks, and if I am not, yes, that's his first. Josh has never rung the bell. So the veteran of the United States Marine Corps wins it all. Really quickly, I guess I have to pick an Elite Promotions Elite Performer of the game. I think it's got to be the guy who shut the door and held on. It's got to be Clay Murphy.
I think so.
4 shutout innings, 5 strikeouts. A very, very long... well, you could give him the win, I guess. It's one of those scorer's discretion things. But yeah, it's got to be Clay Murphy, our player of the game. So yeah, Josh Wilbanks will get his name on the Howard Bell for the first time in 4 attempts. Ben Hammett won championships in 2018 and 2019. A KG veteran of the league in his 6th year is a champion once more. Jared Brashler, that's back-to-back for him. Gotta love it. Harrison Waters has now won the Howard Bell Trophy 3 times in 4 attempts. Somebody sprayed their champagne already.
Somebody got a little eager, a little overzealous.
Clay Murphy, as we mentioned, yeah, his 4th time. Mark Blem will get his name on the bell for a 3rd time. Tyler Rusk, the only rookie, starts off winning a title. Can't beat that.
Yeah, hey, sets his bar high for next year.
Chris Matlock battled through a lot of injury and adversity, but pitched 3 innings tonight in the win. Robert Fackrell, the guy who was pressed into action and delivered a big hit for the Metropolitans in the 4th. He is a champion. And wouldn't you know it, Justin Fruit Snacks Loudon's getting his name on the bell a 3rd time. That's 3 in a row for Snacks. And manager Brock Chaffin, it is the 1st time for Michael Easter. Hope he's okay.
Yeah.
And it is the 2nd time for Jaron Dishman. Let's just watch the pandemonium, Nick. Chaffin is going to ring the bell.
No greater feeling. No greater feeling.
Nice job. Tyler Rusk, the rookie, saved his back and then went in when all the other guys were out of ammo.
Yeah.
Love
Clay's
that
getting a lot of.
T-Rusk. Oh yeah.
Clay's getting a lot of good use out of those ski goggles that I think he had a year ago too. It's he knows what to do in this situation.
I'm pretty sure they just live in his baseball bag at this point.
I think so. They just reek of champagne.
So the Springfield Mets, the bad boys of baseball, the Dark Empire. They are the champs. First-time champions Michael Easter, Josh Wilbanks, Robert Fackrell, and Tyler Rusk. Everybody else has been here before at least once, but that doesn't mean it's not sweet. Championship number 4 for Skylar Carter and for Clay Murphy. Storied careers, certainly. Carter already in the Hall of Fame. Murphy is going to be a shoo-in when he finally comes eligible at the conclusion of 2024.
Brock Chapman just continuing to paint a larger target on his back, a la Justin Skinner, I think, a little bit. Really living up to the evil Empire name, perhaps. Building a little bit of a dynasty.
And Mets are going to get a nice photograph with GRBL Hall of Famer in his own right, Mike Hudgens. What we will do, Nick, is step aside, come back, and bring folks an extended postgame show because the celebration is going to be pretty raucous. But we've got some. We'll break it all down. We're not done yet. Back with more in just a few moments. Four to 3, your final score. The Springfield Metropolitans are the champions. It is the second Howard Bell Trophy in franchise history for the Springfield Mets. They defeat the Republic Locos tonight 4 to 3. Have to go way back in the ball game in the first inning when the Mets put up 4 runs on 5 hits. And wouldn't you know it, it is Michael Easter's RBI single out to right field. At the time, it looked like, oh, it's going to be an insurance run. It made it 4 to nothing. But that was the hit, the RBI, and the run that will stand up as the game-winning run. And then just tragedy struck as Michael Easter had his night cut short by a grisly-looking injury.
Yeah, you hope first and foremost that he's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond that, it's good that he has his stamp on this game, one that's everlasting in terms of being that game-winning RBI. But best wishes to Mike. We hope that he's all right.
So tremendous efforts from the Metropolitans going the rest of the way. because the Locos shut them out from inning number 2 onward. We saw 4 scoreless innings from Ethan Stenger, 3 scoreless innings from John Bortz, and then Ben Van Gorp struck out the side in the 9th. So the Metropolitans had to get it done with defense. In the pregame, I remember saying a low-scoring game is going to favor the Locos, but with a caveat that Clay Murphy, the 3-time MVP, went out to the hill and shut it down. So he's going to end up being scored as the winning pitcher in this game. It's one of those kind of scorer's discretion kind of things. I guess you could make an argument for Chris Matlock as well. But Murphy with the 4 shutout innings, I mean, it's either a really long save or a win, and either way, I'm sure he's elated because he's going to have his name etched on that bell one more time.
I was just about to say, who probably could care less is all of the Springfield Metropolitans as they ring the bell, and they're feeling the heaviness of the champagne-drenched uniforms right now. Just a great feeling overall. They proved themselves to be the best team on the field today, and we talked even pregame, Rance, about how just the key to their success tonight would be a fast start, and that's exactly what they got. I don't know that even they anticipated that they'd then have nothing else for the rest of the game and have to rely on defense and pitching. But, hey, they got the job done.
So that first inning was big. A base hit for Clay Murphy, a single for Harrison Waters. Brock Chaffin had a 2 RBI double. Blem got hit by a pitch. That set up Jared Brashler to hit an RBI single, and then Michael Easter drove in that 4th and very decisive run in the first. After that, Mets had to play some defense. We saw, just for the Clay Murphy stretch in those 4 innings, Mark Blem moving over from third to shortstop, playing out of position, I would say, but ended up getting 4 big assists. Tyler Rusk had several good picks over there at first, and it was just a big night for the Springfield Metropolitans as they win the title. We'll break down the roster one more time. Jerry Kelly, Skylar Carter, Josh Wilbanks, Ben Hammett, Jared Brashler, Harrison Waters, Clay Murphy, Mark Blem, Tyler Rusk, Chris Matlock, Robert Fackrell, Justin Loudon, Brock Chaffin, Michael Easter, and Jaron Dishman, your 2023 Grip and Rip Baseball League champions. On the other side of that for the Locos, heart is broken for, especially for their manager, Chris Meza. It was his first time in this game as a skip. He's been in this league 8 seasons now. Name's not on the bell. Todd Tolbert, the Todd father, second oldest guy in the league, delivered in some big moments. And it's the thrill of victory, the agony of defeat. You feel it for some of those guys, and you hope that everybody in that Republic dugout is going to stay encouraged and want to keep going in this league. But it's really the cruelty of it. There's no tomorrow guaranteed.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, heart breaks a little bit for them, especially with how close this game was, especially with how locked down their pitching was after that first inning. Just hard fought all the way through. They absolutely deserved to be on this field. And the one thing that continues to build, although it pales right now in terms of emotion and feeling, is that just experience continues to stack for these players. So for many of them, they can say that they've been here before. They can live through the emotion. They can come back with that hunger next year, and maybe next year is the year for those Republic Locos.
We will, as we watch some of the celebrating going on there, it's a lot of photo ops with the bell. A lot of different Mets players making sure they get their moment of being photographed with the trophy. But it's a lot of times it's guys want to be photographed with a certain teammate in the picture, all that good stuff. And a lot of families go on the field for this celebration as well after the champagne is done flying around, which is nice. It's nice that the players get that moment to themselves. The champagne shower is uniquely theirs, but after that, a lot of these guys go back to being boyfriends or husbands, fathers, and a lot of these guys are going to go back to work tomorrow morning, and the folks in the office or in the shop or wherever they're working are just going to treat it like it's another day, and not having a clue what just happened to their coworker the night before.
Yeah, the smart ones took the day off, but it's a great feeling. I think you captured the beauty of it. in what you just said in terms of your gut reaction after you ring the bell, after you pop the champagne, is to get pictures with your teammates and then to bring your families down on the field. And for those individuals down there that have little kids, like, these are moments that they'll cherish forever, pictures that they'll have forever as well. And it really brings this entire experience full circle in terms of how much this league means and how much it supersedes the field itself.
That's exactly it. You know, I think to an outsider they would be cold and dismissive and say, what, it's just a bunch of old guys who are trying to hang on to something that's not there. But you know, that is really selling short what the Grip and Rip Baseball League experience is all about. And after seeing that celebration and the genuine emotion that comes with that, you can't tell me that it doesn't mean something, that it doesn't, at least for the moment, mean everything for the players involved.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is crazy, you know, because now the tide and the seasons turn over for many of the teams almost every year. It starts as a group chat, and then that'll go on for a couple weeks and then maybe fester out just a little bit as the feelings die down. But just a great night of baseball.
Let's bring in the manager of the Springfield Metropolitans, Brock Chaffin. Congratulations, first of all, on back-to-back GRBL championships. Let's start there. What is the emotional significance of going back-to-back for you?
I mean, I don't know necessarily about back-to-back. It's a good win knowing that that's how my last game in the GRBL is going to be, since this is my last season. And for people that didn't know that, this is my last season. So, no, I mean, it's a great way to go out and always go out to end the season on a win. So, back-to-back's great. You know, it's a completely different team last year versus this year, so that we had our struggles both ways. But ultimately, it's like you said, I mean, you said to me, everybody else is playing checkers, we're over here playing chess. So, I mean, that's just the way it comes down to it. We strategically put our guys in a position to succeed, and I think they did a really good job tonight.
So let's talk about the hot start. That ended up being huge for you guys. You yourself got a 2 RBI double to start the party. Then you get Jared Brashler. You know, he's been hot and cold, but hot at the right time, driving in a run. And then how about Michael Easter driving in what turned out to be the run that stood up as the game winner?
No, absolutely. Both of those guys stepping up in a big way. I mean, Brash did it last year in this game. You know, he had to put the ball in play the last out of last year to win it for us. So, I mean, and all those runs were scored with 2 outs. So to guys to keep chipping away. And honestly, the way we came out, I thought it would be a completely different ball game, and they did a good job kind of holding us down. We had a few hits here and there, but I mean, when it came down to brass tacks, it was Matlock and Clay and Dish just shutting people down. So
yeah, how about Chris Matlock responding? You know, going out there in that 5th inning, and we knew that was going to be big, and Chris was able to put up a scoreless inning for you guys in the 5th.
Yeah, absolutely. And Chris, you know, he dealt with some injuries this year. We all kind of did, and he tweaked his back right before the game coming out, so we didn't know if he was going to even be able to go tonight.
It's not one thing, it's just another thing.
It's just another thing, man. So that's why Dish stepped up huge, and I mean,
old man convertible problems.
Yeah, you know, when you drive a Corvette and you sit that close to the ground, it's tough to get out of it when you're that old. So, but no, I mean, Dish stepped up in a huge way tonight to get us a few innings, you know, right off the bat, and so I mean, it was a good game. I mean, the Locos kept it close the whole game, and I mean, that's what they did all season long. So, you know, props to them too.
Yeah, I mean, we wanted a good game, and you guys certainly delivered that. How about that, Clay Murphy? I know you're drenched in champagne now, so I can't tell if you were sweating or not. But you know, tell me about that intensity in the 9th, going out there protecting that 1-run lead.
Oh, you know, you got the heart of the order up. You know they're going to battle, and every pitch is going to be a tough pitch no matter what you do in that situation. So it's just one of those things where we just got to do our best and you know, hope it goes our way. So luckily it did, and you know, walked Caleb, but it's all right.
Well, he still finished the night with more walks than strikeouts. So I mean, or sorry, more strikeouts than walks. My apologies.
Just rough night for Clay Murphy. Scoreless rough night.
5 strikeouts to 2 walks. Gave up the 1 hit, which was an infield single. And
yeah, we'll take it.
I mean, not bad. Well, let's talk about just your performance in the playoffs, because it wasn't just tonight. I mean, we saw you go 5 big innings in the eliminators. A big performance as well in the semifinals, coming off of that, where we thought, I mean, the guy threw a lot of pitches. How good is he really going to be? And then you're Clay Murphy. Your name's going on the bill for a 4th consecutive year.
Hey, no, it's that's the fun part about the playoffs here. You know, being able to do it again has been a blast. Being able to do it with Brock behind the plate is even better.
It helps when your backup catcher is the best catcher in the league too.
That's true.
Well,
That's true. I mean,
we got depth. We got such depth on this team.
When Brock suits up back there, it's pretty nice, you know. And but no, it was a good run, and it came at the right time. You know, I think I struggled earlier in the season as far as like being consistent, but kind of came together there the last 2 games and then tonight.
So it's been a while since you guys were at Missouri State, circa 2012. I mean, you have a wife and a family now, as do you, Brock Chaffin, right?
I do.
Henry doing all right?
Henry's great. I mean, he needs to be in bed right now, but he's great.
Well, you know, hey, let him stay up. Dad just won a championship.
My mom told me that Andrea had him up watching the end of the game at least.
Yeah, that's just good parenting.
Good parenting.
So yeah, but what does that mean for you guys now that you know you have wives, you have kids who are going to watch these games and know that Dad was a champion in the GRBL?
Yeah. No, it's awesome. You know, as I was leaving today, I said, I gave Clark a kiss and said goodbye. And normally he doesn't really pay much attention to baseball. He's just here to jump in the jump house. But as I was leaving, he goes, "Hey, Dad, get 69 hits." And I was like, "Bro, you got it." Like
69.
That's
pretty ambitious.
I was like, "Hey, like, do you know what a hit is?" He goes, "Hit it to the outfield." I was like, yes.
That's something to work on, certainly.
So like just those little feelings, and then they come to the game and they didn't make it past the anthem, but he jumped his heart out in the jump house, and I got to wave bye before they left, and those are the little things that matter, and it's awesome being able to wave to my family before I play a baseball game. It's awesome.
Absolutely, can't put a price on that. Well, let's leave it with this, Brock Chaffin, because you opened the door. You just won the league championship back-to-back, and your off season was one of the brainiest I think I've ever seen out here. Are you sure you want to walk away? Are you sure this was it?
Yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna walk away. That time with Henry at home, I definitely want more of that time.
Understandable.
But I can promise you, the strategy was not this off season for this year. The strategy was moving forward altogether, and if the right guy takes over.
I know a guy.
Yeah. Trust me, the strategy has been there for the last couple seasons to get to a place where the Mets continuously get back to this point. I mean, it took, 3 or 4 years that I've been a coach. We made it to this game. Lost the first one, won the last 2. So, I mean, it's fun and it's great. But, I mean, ultimately, it's like, I don't want to say I want to leave a legacy. It's men's league type thing. But to have my name associated with the Howard Bell and the Mets is kind of a thing. And then I would love to come back next season and watch a game and see the success continue, kind of. So, and there's a good group of guys, with the franchise tags. This year we implemented 1. Next year we're implementing 2. So, I mean, there's going to be a core group of guys that come back, and for every team. So it's going to be fun to see these guys play next year together.
If this was it will go down as a fantastic managerial career. I'll never say it ain't so until the paperwork is signed and all that. But if this was it, Brock Chaffin, you've had a fine managerial career, and that's certainly something to be proud of. It's been a lot of fun to watch.
No, guys, I appreciate it. It's this whole league's a blast. It's the best, not the best 6 years of baseball, but the best 6 years of camaraderie and getting to know guys, and like, I mean, some of these guys, even on the other team, like, they're coming down to my house in a few weeks, and we're all barbecuing and stuff. And then this year I'm going to ABCA with Mesa and Roark and a bunch of coaches down in Texas, so we're just all hang out. And I mean, the type of friendships you make out here, and yeah, it gets chippy out there. Everybody wants to win and be a competitor, but at the end of the day, it's just like, hey, I'll be your guys' friend. I make everybody bats anyways. If you guys need bats, hit me up still, but I don't dislike anybody out here. I mean, everybody's a competitor, and I like it. So
very good. And for you, Clay Murphy, a 3-time MVP, but you're not done. You've got to play one more season before you're Hall of Fame eligible. So we'll see you next fall.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be here for sure.
Springfield Mets champions 4-3. They defeat the Republic Locos. It's back-to-back titles for the Mets. So guys like Clay Murphy, Harrison Waters, Jared Brashler, and the big fella Brock Chaffin will get their name on the bell one more time. Guys, we'll let you go. Continue celebrating.
I got to shout out my boy, Loudon. That's a 3-peat for him, too.
Yeah, it is.
That's a 3-peat for Loudon,
We did mention that during his last debut.
As I was walking up here, he said, "You better not forget me." I said, "Okay, all right."
Dish has got 2.
That's right.
Dish has 2. Well. Skylar Carter got his 4th tonight as well.
Dang, okay.
Big moment in a big-time career. Yeah, you've got some work to do. Don't go resting on your laurels now.
Never.
If you get bored after this when we leave, you can repeat Clay's stat line for the year. I mean, it's kind of bland. There's no actual real numbers associated with anything.
Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot going on.
Pretty low, but I like Clark's number, 69. 69.
Well, something to aspire to next time,
That's
Clay.
right.
We've got to get that hit
That's
count
right.
up a
How
little
about
bit.
a career total? There we go.
Something to work toward. But seriously, guys, congratulations. Go
Thank
celebrate with your club.
Thanks,
The
Rance.
Springfield Metropolitans, champions of the Grip and Rip Baseball League here in 2023. Before we say goodnight, let's really quickly tell you folks how to follow along in the off-season. It's on the Grip and Rip Baseball League's Facebook page, more or less. You need to follow Grip and Rip Baseball on Facebook. That's where we will have all of the information on Season 9. I can't believe I'm saying that, but tryouts for the 2024 season. It will be the GRBL's 9th. That should be tail end of July. But sometime this spring, actually, we will announce who the franchise picks are for every team, and we'll give you plenty of off-season information just as it unfolds and as it goes on. You just heard it. Springfield Metropolitans are apparently looking for a manager, as Brock Chaffin has announced his retirement from the GRBL, and you got to respect that, going out on top, you know, winning a title, and then he's going to go spend some more time with his family. A little bit cliche, but it's very genuine in his case. It's very pure. So a fine managerial career perhaps has reached a conclusion, at least for now. I like to say it's not goodbye, it's just see you later. We'll be back here on the YouTube channel bringing you more Grip and Rip Baseball. Certainly a huge thank you to all of our sponsors. Certainly Henry's Towing, our presenting sponsor, and then Central Bank of the Ozarks sponsoring the live stream here on the Grip and Rip Baseball League's Facebook page, or YouTube channel and Facebook page all season long. For our executive producer, the Godfather Tony Lewis, and for our game director Derek Saiko, for my partner Nick Bacon, my name is Rance Berger. Good night from Ozark, Missouri.